Craig, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. And we got a lot to cover today. And of course, we're going to cover the great economy that President Trump has given us, which is absolutely amazing. It just is. I mean, there's no getting around it. So we're going to cover that. But I got a lot of other topics we're going to cover too. I will be here live on Christmas morning and the day after Christmas. So hopefully you'll be, some of you will be here tomorrow. I would appreciate it. Because we're doing Christmas with our family tonight on Christmas Eve, right? With the grandparents and my daughter and everybody. So tomorrow morning, I will be live. And taking your calls on Christmas Day. I don't know. I don't know if I usually stream on Christmas or not. Certainly, I don't think I've done a show where I was taking calls on Christmas. I don't think I've done that. At least not in a long time. I can't remember doing that. But since we're doing Christmas tonight, I figure, what the heck? And since I was off sick, I am still sick, although not quite as sick as yesterday. I don't even hardly remember yesterday's show. Tell you the truth. Now again, to see all the audio and video, you got to go to my main stream, which I'm going to start up in just a moment. Here we go. Welcome to the Brian Craig Show. My name is Brian Craig, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. Welcome, one and all. We've got a lot to cover on this Christmas Eve edition of the program. And since I know it's Wednesday, but it's kind of like Friday. I don't know, when I went out to Starbucks, it was kind of like Sunday. There were so few cars on the road. And most of the country is already shut down. But today, because I'm going to be live here on Christmas Eve. I will do a live stream Christmas morning. And I will be live on the radio and here on YouTube the day after Christmas as well. So make sure you guys got that notification bell clicked, and I'll be taking calls. But today's kind of like Friday for a lot of people. So normally Friday is open phones, Open MAGA Mic Friday. I'm going to open that up. Today is open phones. You can call in about any and everything on your mind on today's program. You're not limited to the topics that I bring up, okay? So we got a lot to cover. I am still under the weather, although not as sick as yesterday. And quite honestly, I was so sick during yesterday's show. It was probably a mistake. I should have taken yesterday off. But I hardly even remember yesterday's show. I was so sick. I don't know how I got through it. But you know what? I did. And of course, today there's a lot of things we're going to cover on the program, including they're giving us some sob stories about deportation. They're trying to exploit Christmas feelings and everything else. And I want to talk to you guys about this and ask you this question. Should Trump stop the deportations for Christmas? I saw this story that I singled out in the Daily Mail, but there's other stories and other publications. And here's the story. Here's the headline. Single dad with 6 U.S. children is deported by ICE after asking about a special visa. A single father with 6 young children, the children, all of whom are U.S. citizens. So I guess it's anchor babies no more, right? The anchor babies don't anchor you to the country anymore. A single father with 6 young children, all of whom are U.S. citizens, was deported because of a policy change enacted by the Trump administration. In September, Rosalio Vasquez Meve, I'm sure I mispronounced all 3 of his names, had just dropped off his kids at school in Oklahoma when officers with Immigration and Customs Enforcement arrested him, the Dallas Morning News reported. He's lived in the United States for 34 years and is the sole caretaker of his children, who are all under the age of 16. He reportedly tried to explain this to ICE agents, but claimed that they said they didn't care. On November 24th, he was deported to Mexico. He's been living in Mexico along the U.S.-Mexican border, just below the southernmost point of Texas ever since. He didn't see his children for almost 3 months. In early December, the family was reunited in Mexico. Since his kids are U.S. citizens, they, could go there. So Trump isn't splitting families up, but, the families can make a choice to be split up or be together. And if this family wants to be together, they have to go to Mexico. He was deported from the country even though he was in the process of getting fully approved for a visa through the Violence Against Women's Act. This kind of visa allows illegal immigrants who have been the victims of domestic violence by a U.S. citizen partner, man or woman, to become a lawful permanent resident. So was this guy claiming that he was abused by his wife, a woman? He applied for the visa because of problems he had with his ex-wife, whom he divorced 4 years ago. He applied for the visa in 23. The agency granted, now this is, of course, during the Autopin administration. He was granted a work permit by the Biden regime while his application was pending. This decision was upheld in 24 and again in April. In February, President Trump scrapped a Biden-era policy from 21 that instructed ICE to use prosecutorial discretion when considering deporting individuals who have applications under victim-based laws. So, I guess ICE looked at this and they didn't believe him. When encountering an alien during a civil immigration, okay, it goes on and on and on. And maybe I'll share more of that later. So I want to ask you guys this question, serious question. Do you have sympathy for this father? It seems to me that this domestic violence thing is another loophole that an illegal is using to get legal status in the country. What kind of guy goes and claims they're a victim of domestic violence from a woman like this? Very strange, especially when they're split and everything else. So it looks like a loophole that he was using. And what is domestic violence? They got into an argument and she threw something at him? Give me a break. It's called marriage. Not in my marriage. My wife doesn't throw things at me, but it's not uncommon for married couples to get in. Look at the Clintons, right? Hillary was threw an ashtray at Bill Clinton once, gave him a black eye when he was president. So a couple questions, and I'd like to hear your thoughts. The toll-free number is pinned in the live chat. 1, do you have any sympathy for this guy and his family? Do you want them reunited in Mexico or the United States? 2, should Trump suspend deportations just over Christmas and ramp them up right after Christmas is over? What do you guys think? 888-465-2631. And the media is going to be full of stories like this to try to garner sympathy for the illegals against their deportations. And I got news for you. I personally don't think there's going to be sympathy for them. I don't believe this guy's story. I don't think many people do. Obviously ICE didn't, and he's out. And so far as splitting up the family, he has a good American education that he wasn't entitled to that he got. He can set up shop south of the border and bring his family down there and live the good life, okay? I mean, come on. And he's got 6 kids, so we're supposed to let him and his 6 kids in this country. His kids are citizens, at least by the standards that are currently in place. So they're here. So it's up to him whether he wants his family united or split up. They can be united in Mexico or split up and him stay in Mexico and his kids stay in the United States. It's not Trump's fault. But I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. Should the president stop the deportations for Christmas? And do you have any sympathy for this guy? Also, do you believe his claim of being a victim of domestic violence from a woman? All right, 888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Doc. Good morning, Brian. Doc from Texas.
Hey, what's up, Texas?
Good morning. Happy holidays to you and your family, brother.
Oh, you mean Merry Christmas?
Happy holidays. Happy holidays. And
why do you say that? Why do you say Happy Holidays?
Because I want to. I have a right to say that.
Do you celebrate? Do you celebrate Christmas?
Yes, I do, Brian.
Okay,
Yes,
so
I
why
do.
not Merry? I'll say Happy Holidays to, like, I texted a friend of mine, Happy Holidays and Happy New Year, because he's Jewish and he doesn't celebrate Christmas. So I get it in that context, but you celebrate Christmas.
You
You
know
know
what?
I celebrate it.
It's
So
to
why
me,
say
you
Happy
know what,
Holidays
Brian?
to me?
Happy holidays to you, bro. And I'm not gonna argue with you about it. I'm calling you to
Bizarre.
tell you this. I'm not gonna
Bizarre.
argue with you about it. Huh?
That's just bizarre what you're doing.
No, it's not. It is what it is, Brian.
We
Happy
both
holidays
we
to you and
both
your family.
we both are Christians.
I hope you all have a successful holiday. I hope y'all have a good, safe holiday.
What is with the
And I'm
code
calling you
word?
about
Why can't you say I hope you have a good Christmas?
happy holidays to you, brother, and be done. I'm okay. I'm moving on to another conversation I'm gonna have with you. Hello?
Yeah.
I'm moving on to another conversation.
All right, Scrooge.
Okay, here's the deal. Okay, call me Scrooge. I mean, it is what it is. Okay, I'm not gonna call you names. Okay, here's the deal. What is going on with the Turning Point people with MAGA? Why are you turning against each other like this?
We're not turning against each other. There's a handful.
Yeah, you are.
I'm answering your question. There's a handful
Okay.
of self-important egomaniacs, and in that handful, some of them have been bought off by evil interest that are trying to do disruption into our great MAGA movement, and some of it is deep state operation. MAGA's not divided. Why? Because Ben Shapiro and Tucker Carlson say so?
No,
both of them are never have a history of being never Trumpers.
I don't listen to Ben Shapiro and whatever.
Well, then who are you talking? When you say Turning Point and we're divided, who are you talking about?
I'm talking about y'all, because it's like
y'all.
Y'all.
I need some names, because Turning Point is very united. MAGA is not divided. MAGA is not divided.
Why so many people are leaving MAGA? Because
no one's leaving MAGA.
Yesterday.
No one's leaving MAGA.
You know what? You could say we could do. Okay, I know you and I both know they are, and that's it. I'm not even
who's leaving MAGA? Who's left?
Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lisa Stefanik. They all leaving. They all leaving.
No. Excuse me. Neither of those things are true. Marjorie Taylor Greene did not leave MAGA. Trump kicked her out. Elise Stefanik is still MAGA.
She left.
She was kicked out. She was excommunicated by the president.
They know something that you and I both don't know, and that's its bottom line, and that's all it is.
No, we know. President Trump and Susie Wiles have both said on multiple occasions that Marjorie Taylor, a lot of women are very emotional, and she's one of them. And maybe because she's that menopausal age, I don't know. But she thought that she should be able to get the president on the telephone every day of the week. And he's president. He doesn't have time for that. And she got put off by that. That's where
you can think that.
Well, I know it. I know it. President Trump said so, as did Susie Wiles.
I don't believe nothing Trump said. Trump is a liar.
Oh.
Trump, hello?
Yeah. And we lost her, but look who we got. Nicki Minaj.
Who?
We got Nicki Minaj.
Please, you keep Nicki Minaj, because y'all gonna turn her on like a rabid dog. Y'all gonna turn her on.
She was great. I saw her interviewed by Erica Kirk. She's MAGA.
Keep her.
Nicki Minaj is MAGA.
Please.
You can have Marjorie Taylor Greene, and we'll take Nicki Minaj.
Y'all can take her.
Yeah.
Again, Brian, I'm gonna let you go.
No. I'm gonna let you go. It doesn't work that way. Oh my goodness. With this guy here, he called in and he said Happy Holidays. I understand if you say Happy Holidays to someone who's not a Christian or doesn't celebrate Christmas, okay? Here in Florida, we have a large Jewish population. So, and some people actually get offended when you tell them Merry Christmas. I know those people. So, so I got a couple people that are in my circles and that don't, they don't celebrate Christmas, and they get really pissed off if you wish them Merry Christmas. I mean, I get it. So I might say Happy Holidays to them. I texted one friend of mine yesterday and said Happy Holidays. Jewish guy doesn't celebrate Christmas, and Happy New Year. But if I'm talking to someone who, in this instance, he celebrates Christmas, he knows I celebrate Christmas, he still says Happy Holidays. Even when I press him, he won't say it. And then he says, I hope you have a good holiday. What the heck is that all about? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? All right. You missed your...
I heard you got a big dick.
Whatever. I didn't quite catch that. Hold on a sec. Getting a text here. Hold on. Okay. It's Mike. He's at the radio station telling me what time we're going to be on live. Okay, we got a couple of minutes. So just to let you guys know, just get you up to date, I'm going to be live here. I'm going to, on YouTube, I will do a live stream tomorrow morning here on YouTube. And I will be live on Friday as well. I'm going to do the radio show on Friday and YouTube. Tomorrow it'll be, I don't know if they're going to do a best of show on the radio tomorrow or play Christmas music. The last couple of years they played Christmas music. But I'm not going to be on the radio tomorrow, just here on YouTube. And then I'll be live both on the radio and here on YouTube on Friday. So hope to see you guys tomorrow. And of course, we'll be here today until 9 o'clock. All right. That's right. I got a little bit of time. Let's take another call before we go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, please. I tell you, there's when it gets around Christmas time, you get those types of people. I got to say, I'm not going to talk about it too much today because I talked about it so much on yesterday's program, but I have really been really upset it's been over 24 hours now over the passing of Adam the Woo. It has really hit me hard. And I know there's a lot of people that have made videos about it online. It is really upsetting. I mean, he was, he was so much more famous than I realized. I mean, they did, Entertainment Tonight and Access Hollywood both did stories on Adam the Woo's passing. I was in shock at that. He would be in shock too. People Magazine, USA Today, mainstream national and international news outlets did stories on Adam the Woo, and it's really been on my mind. I watched a bunch of his videos yesterday before I went to bed, including one that, if you're on hold, hang in there, including one that was his first video when he went on the road in his van, where he quit his job and went on the road. And one of his best friends, if not his best friend in the world, Justin Scard, did a video from the parking lot with the Back to the Future Mall parking lot, and I've been to that actually with my daughter, and he broke down a lot of stuff about Adam the Woo in that. Okay, hold on, let's see here. Okay, we got about 30 seconds, but that is just really, I just can't believe it. It is very upsetting. Adam the Woo, he is a travel vlogger here on YouTube. He died, not exactly sure when, Sunday night or early Monday morning, we don't know. He died in bed, in his sleep, and they're saying natural causes. Okay, here we go. Welcome to the program, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. We got a lot to cover today. It is Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas to everyone. And just to give you guys listening on the radio our Christmas schedule, of course, we're live today. Tomorrow, I don't know if it's going to be a best of or Christmas music, because for some reason, it seems to be the last couple of years they played Christmas music on the radio station. So we're not going to be live on the radio tomorrow. But we will be back live on the radio on Friday. Since I was off sick on Monday, I'm going to work the day after Christmas and be live on the radio on Friday. But today, I was going to say today's like Friday, but when I went to Starbucks today, there were hardly any cars on the road. Today's almost like, there were so few cars on the road. The whole town is like half shut down, it seems to me, because it's Christmas. But because it's the day before a holiday, it's kind of like Friday. And Fridays are our open phone day, open MAGA Mike Friday. But like I did on New Year's Eve, here on Christmas Eve, I'm going to do the same thing. Today will be open phones, open MAGA Mike Christmas Eve, because it is kind of like a Friday. And so you can call in today about any and everything on your mind. You're not limited to the topics that I bring up or Steve brings up, who's going to be joining us a little later. So you can call in about any and everything on your mind on today's show. It's like Open MAGA Mike Friday, open phones. It's just not Friday. Okay, so I want to cover something that I talked about in the pre-show, and before I move on to some new things. There's a lot of stories I saw in the media today when I was doing my show prep early on. And, usually when it's Christmas week and Christmas Eve, the news historically, it's not this way today, but the news historically is all feel-good stuff. All, maybe about gas prices, maybe about pumpkin pie or something, But there's a lot of hard political news going on out there. And I saw a bunch of stories, not about the great economy. They don't want to talk about that. But I saw a lot of stories that they would call human interest stories, but are propaganda pieces to garner, or attempt to garner sympathy from the American people. And there's a bunch of stories, I've seen different stories in different publications that are sad tales of deportations. And what they're trying to do is get people in the mindset that President Trump, during the Christmas season here, should end the deportations, at least over Christmas. And I saw several stories, but this one in particular from the Daily Mail is just too much. And I want to share just some of it with you. And when I go through this story, let me go through the story a little bit, and then I'll ask you a few questions. If you're on hold, stand by. The number is toll-free, 888-465-2631. I am still under the weather today, but not as bad as yesterday. And I got to tell you, I barely remember yesterday's show. I was so sick yesterday. It's almost like I was sleepwalking. I hope I didn't sound like I was sleepwalking. But looking back on yesterday's show today, I have very little recollection of the show. I mean, I remember doing it and everything else, but it's a haze and a blur. But anyway, so this story in the Daily Mail is only one of many that I saw, but this was my favorite, okay? Single dad with 6 U.S. citizen kids is deported by ICE. A single father with 6 young children, all of whom are U.S. citizens, was deported because of a policy change enacted by the Trump administration. See, it looks like President Trump, anchor babies no more. Anchor babies don't anchor you here. In September, Rosalio Vasquez Meve had just dropped off his kids at school in Oklahoma when officers with Immigration and Customs Enforcement arrested him, reported the Dallas Morning News. Vasquez Meve has lived in the United States for 34 years and is the sole caretaker of his children, who obviously he thought were anchor babies. All of them are under the age of 16. He reportedly tried to explain this to ICE agents, but claims that they told him they didn't care. In September, he had just dropped his... Okay, I already read that part. On November 24th, he was deported to Mexico, and he's been living in a city on the U.S.-Mexico border just below the southernmost point of Texas ever since. He didn't see his children for almost 3 months, but in early December, the family was reunited in Mexico. Because the kids are U.S. citizens, they can go back and forth. He was deported from the country even though he was in the process of getting fully approved for a visa through the Violence Against Women Act. So this is a man who was applying for a special circumstance visa on the Violence Against Women Act, even though he's a man. Listen to this. This kind of visa allows illegal immigrants who have been the victims of domestic violence by a U.S. citizen partner, man or woman, to become a lawful permanent resident. He applied for the visa because of problems he had with his ex-wife, who's a U.S. citizen, whom he divorced 4 years ago. He applied for the visa when Biden was president, and the Customs and Immigration Services under Biden said okay, and it was being processed. In February, through executive order, President Trump scrapped that policy. So he was deported, and so this guy was trying to get a visa under the Violence Against Women's Act. He says he's a battered husband. So I got a few questions for you. One, do you have any sympathy for this guy? Do you believe he should be reunited with his kids in America, or he can choose to live separate or reunite with them in Mexico? And should President Trump pause deportations over the Christmas holiday period, which runs through, the New Year's? Also, do you buy his story that he's a battered husband by a wife? I mean, come on. Have any of you known a man who claimed they were the victim of domestic? I can see if you had two guys that were married, okay. But have you known anyone in your personal life who's a battered husband? What a bizarre thing. Now, of course, I agree with the president. He can decide to live with his children or be separated from them. And if he wants to live with them, he'll have to live with them south of the border. And I certainly don't buy his story that he's a domestic violence victim. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. I got a lot of things to cover on the program. Our number, by the way, is toll-free, 888-465-2631. But again, it is open phones today. You can call in about any and everything on your mind. The number, of course, is toll-free, 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. If you're on hold, stand by. After the break, I'll go to calls and bring up some other stories. But your thoughts on that are welcome. I'm going to tell you, I have no sympathy. I mean, this guy lived here for 34 years. He got a free education and a free life in this country. He has a whole bunch of kids. They've all gotten a free education system in this country. I know their mother's an American, so I guess they're entitled to it. But certainly not this guy. And his grift is over. Anchor babies no longer exist under the presidency of Donald Trump. All right, our number is 888-465-2631. I want to talk about the Sloman's Home Security System offer. It's a free home security system with free professional installation and 24/7 central station monitoring. You get all the averages $24.95 a month for 5 years. All you got to do is give them a call, 833-283-5050, 833-283-5050. Your Sloman's Home Security System includes a touchscreen keypad, 3-door or window sensors, a motion detector, notifications, and remote keypad access so you can check in no matter where you are. This makes a great Christmas gift, guys, or New Year's gift for you and your family or your kids that live outside the home, your parents, your grandparents. Call at $24.95 a month for 5 years. What a deal. 833-283-5050. That's 833-283-5050. Give them a call no matter where you're located. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back after this. All right, we are about 90 seconds away from being back on the radio. We're still in a radio break. If you're on hold, stand by. I'll go to the phones when we get back. If you'd like to call in, the number's toll free. Now, I want to remind you guys, you can still take advantage of these great MyPillow deals, and please do, because right after the first, I'm going to have my big meeting with the next mayor of Minnesota, Mike Lindell, and the MyPillow team, and find out if they're going to continue for all of next year sponsoring the early pre-show that I've been doing the last few months, which they've been sponsoring. So please go to mypillow.com. Use my promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. You know, this year-long arrangement for the early show, as well as all the extras I've been doing on YouTube, it'll all be based on the response from you and this audience, which so far has been very good. But I know it's Christmas, but please go use the promo code KANE so I can firm that up, K-A-N-E at checkout. And we will go to the phones in just a moment. A little more than 30 seconds. We'll be back. Oh, man. Christmas Eve, guys. Yes, I will be live tomorrow, Christmas Day, and on Friday morning as well. Now, this is a federal holiday. Christmas Eve and the day after are federal holidays, thanks to the president. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm Rory. I'm calling from Kauai.
All right. What's up, Rory?
Hi. Yeah, I was first time listening to your show. I just had a question that I've been kind of perusing a lot of people who do these live streams, and it's very obvious that people who are left-leaning often see them quoting statistics and playing commentary from political pundits from CNN and all those other left-leaning sources stating that the economy is in a terrible shape. And it's so funny that you hear these polar opposites of different perspectives, that it's either absolutely awful and horrible and Trump's doing a terrible job in the administration now. And then you hear the exact opposite from other peoples like yourselves. And I was just wondering, what is like a simple way to have a determining factor to really judge this correctly?
Well, your own personal life and experience, right? Like today, this is amazing. I'm driving down the road this morning, and I pass a lot of gas stations. Every gas station has gas well under $3 a gallon. That's a good sign of the economy. That's just one example.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, in Hawaii, we have atrocious gas prices.
Well, I can't help it
year-round.
if you live in some Democrat state, you're going to pay through the nose for everything, because there's so many taxes that they put on things like gas. Plus, you're in Hawaii, which is isolated. I mean, you know, how long does it take if you were to mail a letter, how long does it take for it to arrive? You know what I mean? I order something on Amazon, it'll be here before I get off the air. You know, you're in Hawaii, forget about it, right? So you're in an isolated area that's a Democrat area. So, you know, it doesn't mean prices are that low everywhere, but if you live in one of the most expensive states, if not the most expensive state in the union that's isolated, Hawaii, I mean, I can't help you. You know, the Democrats have too many taxes on the gasoline. So you're not gonna feel it like we do. Plus, it has to look how far they have to. The cost to bring you gasoline is through the roof, because you know the distance from Hawaii to Los Angeles is about the same distance as from LA to New York. They got to bring it to you pretty far by ship. Now, come on.
Yeah, we actually have some crazy laws for the shipping industry also, where they've been able to create a monopoly here, and they've actually raised the prices for our inter-island shipping rates. So 75% in the last
You're
2-3
living in
years.
you know, Hawaii is like Tim Walz's Minnesota. It's run by corrupt Democrats. like Puerto Rico. It's run by corrupt Democrats.
I
How
don't
can
think a
Trump
lot
help
of
that?
people realize that. Yeah, in Hawaii, it's actually probably the most heavily Democrat state in the entire nation, I believe.
Exactly. Yeah. So, how's that Trump's fault? No. Things are great here in Florida. Do you have a state income tax?
Yeah, we do.
Oh my goodness,
It's really
that sucks. We don't have that in Florida. No state income tax in Florida. Forget about it. You got to move. You got to move to a red state. It's funny thing. For the first time ever, a couple years ago in my neighborhood, I saw people looking for houses that had Hawaii license plates. And bought a house down the street from me here in Florida. I was like, oh my goodness, how much did it cost them to move from Hawaii to Florida and ship their cars here on top of it, and the cost of living is a lot less.
Yeah, I do agree. Yeah, there's a definitely huge cost, and the majority of people who grew up and live here end up moving away just because of that.
But you ask a reason why, but your question was, why do people that are liberals say the economy sucks, and people that are Trump supporters like me say the economy is booming? Yeah, the reason that is because we're telling the truth and they are lying.
Yeah, I've heard some people bring up the unemployment and inflation and all these things. I don't really keep track of
the thing with the unemployment is there are more Americans working today than at any other point in history, because what they're counting with the unemployment numbers are the illegals. Every deportation is a job. Every deportation is a job created. Think about that. So we have very low unemployment, but they're counting the illegals. So no, you can't count the illegals. No, there's been massive job creation by the president.
Yeah, and the whole idea of like the birthright citizenship for illegal aliens was never even in the people who founded the 14th Amendment. They thought it was obvious in the way that they had written it that somebody is coming here from a foreign country, and just because they're giving birth in our territory doesn't mean they're in our jurisdiction. And
exactly.
It's just crazy that people even view these like that has been factually stated from the 1800s.
Plus, and like in Hawaii, I know that the native Hawaiians are very tribal and bigoted against non-Hawaiians when it comes to jobs and such. I know that. I've talked to many people in Hawaii who have told me stories of that.
Yeah, a lot of nepotism for sure.
It's called racism, bigotry. That's what it is. Right? They only want to hire native Hawaiians. All right. Do we shed some light on it? Where do you lean in the politics?
Oh, I'm definitely right-leaning. I'm very conservative. I'm a man of faith. I raised my family as in a Christian household,
awesome.
And we abide by those principles in our daily life. You don't remove the boundary stone of your neighbor because you should be cursed if you do so. And a lawful, law-abiding citizen. I just sick of all the lies that has been propagating, and just like trying to find ways to articulate the truth in an easy to digest way that just can really deflect a lot of the nonsense that's been spewed out. So
absolutely. Well, listen, I gotta run for a break, but welcome to the program, and make sure you follow and call me again sometime.
Yeah, thank you. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
All right, take care. All right, maybe got a Republican MAGA guy out there in Hawaii. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. Now again, even it's Christmas Eve, we're here live, so we're making this like our open phone day instead of Friday. So you can call in today about any and everything on your mind. It's open phones, open MAGA mic Christmas Eve. The number is toll free 888-465-2631. 888-465 2631. We'll be right back. Like, look, I'm going to play this when we get back on the radio. I'm going to play it for you now. This is Lednick on Fox last night, talking about the economy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So no, the economy is booming, and it's driving the liberals nuts because, well, because Trump gets all the credit for it. All right, okay, all right. Listen, stand by. If you're on hold, hang in there. I'm going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back. All right, 888-465-2631 is the number. We'll be right back. All right, we're just over a minute away. We're still in radio station break, guys. Will you guys be able to make it with me tomorrow? If I'm live, well, I am live streaming tomorrow, so hopefully you guys will be here. Hold on a second. Okay, we got about 30 seconds. And then we will be back. All right, we're back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. I got a couple clips. I was going to play these later in the show, but I'm going to play them now for the last caller from Hawaii. And, I got to tell you, when I first started doing a live talk show, I had a dream that I would go to the phones and it'd be like, remember the days of Larry King live? And I'd go to the phones and it would be, New York, you're on the air. Hawaii, you're on the air. Florida, you're on the air. And that's become a reality. It's like a dream come true. And it's so cool for that to happen. So I love talking to you guys. And I just say, as we get to the end of the year, all of you that are listeners to this program, the Steve Kane Show with little old me, Brian Craig, this is the longest running radio show in the state of Florida. I will say this more than once between now and New Year's, because during a holiday time, so many people are out or in and not, but this is the longest running radio show in the state of Florida. And it's because of you guys. It really is. Steve and I have put so much work into this show, and me into all of my online platforms and everything, and so much goes on behind the scenes. So it cracks me up that people think, oh, you just have to come in for a couple of hours and gab. This is when we're on the air gabbing. That's break time. The real work is before the show and after the show, and it's a beyond full-time lifestyle doing a show like this. And Steve and I over the years have been through so much with this show, and keeping it on the air and keeping it going, and you guys out there who listen to this show, participate in this show, and of course support our fine sponsors. Thank you all for another year of that, and we're going to keep on trucking. This show's not going anywhere. I'll never retire. No, never. I'm not one of those guys that's ever. I wouldn't know what to do with myself if I was retired. I don't play golf. I'd go nuts, right? But I just want to thank everybody in the audience for your support of the program. And I'll be thanking you guys more than once between now and the first of the year, just in case someone's not listening today because they're off work or something. But again, thank you guys so much. Okay, so I want to play a couple sound bites just for reference to the caller they called from Hawaii, and about the economy. The first one is Howard Ludnick. Yeah, the golden age, and that's it. And and this is the raw data. It is a fact. And then at Ludnick, and then Stephen Miller was on Fox last night, and he went over a few things as well. And the things that Ludnick and Stephen Miller are talking about, these are just facts. Mm-hmm. See, this is big because the United States is not only the biggest economy in the world. We picked this up years ago, the largest consumer nation with all these imported goods, and now we're in the export business. This is amazing. That's right, and that's Stephen Miller, and he's right. You know, these are the things that the Democrats are going to run against. You know, and think about it. When we get into tax time, there are going to be people that for the very first time in their life are going to get either a refund or a massive refund for the first time in their life. And, you know, those tax refunds, you know, think about this. This is life-changing money. Life-changing money. Think about all these people that are tip workers, that are in the tip economy, which is not just servers and bartenders, right? People that work at Starbucks, people that do Uber, and so all these people get tips. Now no tax on tips. You know, this group of people, you know, the no tax on tips out of all the taxes was the most amazing of all the tax cuts. Because this group of people never get tax cuts. When tax cuts are done in government, they just change the brackets of the income tax. Most people, very few people that are in the tip economy pay income tax. They pay payroll. There's a difference between payroll tax and income tax, which is something you learn real quick when you go in the business for yourself about the payroll tax, you know. But they don't pay income tax, they pay payroll tax. So they never get a tax break because they don't pay income tax. So they don't get deductions. So now they are. And do you know when income tax returns come in, when people start getting tax returns, do you know what industry starts selling product like nobody's business at income tax return time? Do you know what it is? The auto industry, right? It's the auto industry. And so people are going to get these tax returns, and a lot of them are going to go out and buy brand new cars. And guess what? If they buy a car that is manufactured or assembled in the United States, we got some clarification on that. If you buy a car that's manufactured or assembled in the United States, because many foreign brands are assembled in the United States, Lexus, Toyota, Kia, stuff like that. If your car is manufactured or assembled in the United States, and you buy a new car, you get to deduct off your taxes the interest on that loan, which people have never been able to do. And this is another big tax benefit that anybody who buys a new American-made or assembled car will get. But lower income people, paycheck to paycheck people, they don't have a lot of deductions. You know, if you're a middle-class person or above and a homeowner, you get to deduct things like your mortgage interest, but you don't get to deduct your auto interest. But you will now moving forward. And for lower income people, they're going to see, many of them, tax returns for the first time in their life. Or if they've already gotten tax returns in the past, they've just been a few bucks. They're going to see major life-changing tax returns moving forward. And seniors, each senior citizen receiving Social Security benefits is going to get a $6,000 deduction this year. So if both of them are still alive, that's $12,000. When we get into the new year, which is the midterm election season, is when people are really going to start to feel the impact of the big beautiful bill in the Trump economy. It's amazing what's going on here. Yeah. All right, our number is 888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Kevin from Chicago. How you doing?
All right, Chicago. What's on your mind?
Nothing much, man. I was just talking this economic situation. I'm glad they're finally coming around to it because this is very important subject.
Yeah.
I just feel like we kind of do the culture war stuff, but let's get down to the nitty gritty. Let's talk about business. Let's talk about economics. You know?
Yeah. Can you turn down that show you have on the background is my favorite show.
Oh, let me turn it down.
It's the best show anywhere. It's me, right? But can you turn it down because of the delay? I typically don't like people that turn me down, but because of the delay, it's distracting for us both. Mostly you, I can tell.
Yep, I gotcha.
All right, yeah. Yeah, so no, it's good. The economic news is all spectacular. And, you're in Chicago, so the court ruled that Trump can't send the National Guard into Chicago. So I'm sorry, You know, your local officials want Chicagoans to be crime victims for eternity, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I know where to stay to avoid that, so it's not going to affect me. But the people that ride the train and they got to work downtown, walk past these people, yeah, I feel bad for them. But I'm a street soldier, so I know how to navigate the
but
waters.
not everybody is, and a lot of people have no choice but to take that dangerous public transportation.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been a joke. The whole country, they let them out. It's been they're soft on crime everywhere. Every blue city, every major city in the country. It's no news.
It's awful. It's awful.
It is.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
Let me ask you, what's
Memphis?
the weather like in Chicago this morning? What's the temperature?
It's actually not too bad. I mean, you can't complain. It's like 35, 40.
35 degrees? Oh, my goodness. We would shut down South Florida if it was 35 degrees.
Let's see. It's 34 degrees right now. Rain possible today.
Rain? Oh, my goodness.
I mean,
what's the wind chill?
I don't know. They don't say the wind chill right now, so.
Yeah, my goodness. You know what I did? I did right before I went on the air. I turned the air conditioning down to make it colder.
Oh man, you got it made in the shade, huh?
I got a new air conditioning unit this year. I've never turned the heat on this unit.
Dang.
No, I don't even know how to turn the heat on.
No, at this time of year, as long as nothing's frozen.
No, as long as nothing's frozen. I remember living in Ohio as a little kid and going to school and everything. And that could be fun when you're a kid, but I could not imagine what it's like to go to work, 35 degrees, freezing rain, snowing, ice, sleet, and all that. Forget about it. I could not do it.
Yep, it's what makes this tougher though.
Nah.
It's why we're a little bit tougher in the Midwest.
All right, you tell yourself that.
Then you where you're from, in the West Coast, right?
No, I'm from Columbus. I'm from Columbus, Ohio, but I live in Florida now. I've lived in Florida most of my life. There was a blizzard. Okay. I remember my father moved to Florida first, and my parents were divorced, right? So there was a big blizzard over New Year's, the blizzard of 77, 78. And when the blizzard was over, my dad moved to Florida. And then years later, my mom and myself, we followed, and my grandparents and everything else. Most of the people in Florida are from somewhere else, usually escaping the weather up north.
He's like, F this, I'm out of here.
Exactly. Yeah, and the family too, apparently, right? The weather and the family. All right, take care. Appreciate the call. All right. I was talking about taxes, so why don't I just talk for just a moment about Jamie Levac from Swift Tax. I've just been hearing multiple stories from listeners of how they have had past accountants tell them that they owe money. Jamie Levac has reviewed over at Swift Tax their past taxes, and not only do they not owe money, they're getting money back from the IRS. It's amazing. If you have an accountant that you're not happy with, call Jamie Levac over at Swift Tax. Have him look at your taxes. And also this. If you've never had an accountant before and you've been using TurboTax or those people at the exit at Walmart or H&R Block, you're spending money you don't have to on taxes probably. Call Jamie Levac over at Swift Tax. This number rings directly to his phone, 954-773-1587. 954-773-1587. You can call or text 954-773-1587. We'll be right back. Okay, stand by, guys. I'm going to see what time I'm going to be back. All right, we got a couple minutes till we're back. If you're on hold, stand by. I got a couple of issues I'm going to get into when we get back, and then I'll get back to the calls. All right, we'll be back in a little less than a minute. We're in a radio station break still. If you're on hold, hang in there. If you'd like to call in, the number is pinned in the live chat, 888-465-2631. Yeah, I will be live tomorrow morning on Christmas, and because we're doing Christmas tonight on Christmas Eve. I'm the whole family together, grandparents, my daughter, and everything else. And so it'll be just my wife and I on Christmas morning. And you know me, I'll be up early in the middle of the night. So I'll be live and taking your calls. So will you guys be here with me Christmas morning? Give me a yes or no on that. Just give me the yes if you're going to be here. I don't need to see no's. All right, we're back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Before I get back to the issues, I got to tell you, on yesterday's show, I'm not going to talk about this too much because I did talk about it a lot yesterday, that I'm still really upset at the passing of this very well-known YouTuber, Adam the Woo. And over this month, so many people that I've been a fan of have died, right? I talked about this. Footy, Anthony Geary from General Hospital, Gil Gerard, Buck Rogers, and then Adam the Woo. And the Adam the Woo one really got me. It really did. And I don't know. It's not just because I met him. I met a lot of famous people that died. But I think there's different stages in life. You realize as you get older. And today, I don't know. I hope I'm not in this stage, but it's like when I'm going through the news, I was like, I didn't go out of my way looking for it, but I was kind of prepared. Oh, I wonder if anybody else I know or a fan of died. I guess you get to that point where you just automatically are looking to see if anybody you knew or were a fan of died. And I kind of got to that point today. And I guess that's just a part of growing older. I wanted to talk about this story, which is local, but it's gone national. I was surprised to see this story nationally. A homeless man fatally stabbed an elderly woman in a Barnes & Noble in South Florida. In fact, it was a Barnes & Noble in Palm Beach Gardens, which is where the radio station is located. And, you know, Palm Beach Gardens is in Palm Beach County, which is where the president lives, Mar-a-Lago. This is from local news station, Channel 25, WPBF, all right? Listen to this. Palm Beach Gardens police are investigating a deadly stabbing. Oh, my goodness. That's got to be one of the worst ways to go. That's got to be so painful. Palm Beach Gardens police are investigating a deadly stabbing at the Barnes & Noble bookstore on Legacy Avenue at approximately 7:53 p.m. Officers responded to the store on Legacy Avenue after reports of a stabbing. Responding off, I'm not going to say the victim because the victim is, this is reported in all the news and everything else, but, you know, I don't know if everybody in the family knows yet, and it's a local story, so there's a good chance that someone in this person's family is listening. Responding officers found the victim, identified as a 65-year-old woman, inside the Barnes & Noble, and immediately rendered aid. Holy smokes. She was transported to a local hospital by Palm Beach Gardens Fire Rescue, where she later died from her injuries. And the guy is just, this monster homeless guy is scary as heck. I mean, it's like Night of the Living Dead looking guy here. Witnesses told investigators the suspect stabbed the victim and fled the store. The suspect, identified as Antonio R. Moore, age 40, was located by investigators a short time later. This is an active and ongoing investigation. Authorities are still working to determine a motive for the attack and will release more information as it becomes available. And this story, I don't know why this story has made national news. Maybe because they figure it's a slow news period over the holiday period, you know, with Christmas, New Year's, and all that. I don't know. But homeless people are dangerous. And, you know, one of the things that I've been involved in from time to time over the years is ridding the community of homeless people. And when I moved out on my own for the first time when I was young in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, which is run by liberals and everything else. And I grew up in Fort Lauderdale, but not in the neighborhood I moved into when I moved out on my own. And there were homeless people walking around day and night in my neighborhood. I lived in a really kind of condemned place, and it was scary. I mean, I can't believe this. The neighborhood is, there's been a bunch of hipsters have gone into that area and made it fancy now. But when I lived in this neighborhood, which for those of you that know Fort Lauderdale, I lived on a street right off of US 1, on the west side of US 1, directly across from the entrance to Parker Playhouse, okay, in Holiday Park. And back they had this huge homeless camp in downtown Fort Lauderdale next to the bus station. Then they moved it in front of the public library on Broward Boulevard. And when you drove by this place, the smell of the homeless, it's like the smell of a farm. It's a smell you don't forget. It's not the same smell as a farm. It's worse. It's a smell so bad you could taste it. And one thing I learned real quick when I lived there is that homeless people are dangerous. Homeless people are dangerous, very dangerous. And I saw all kinds of craziness, okay, from the home. I'm not going to go through a bunch of stories, but it was really scary. Those of you that listened to me on the show back then, there was one homeless woman that gave birth on the street in front of my dumpy apartment. I couldn't believe it. You know, I get woken up in the middle of the night. I hear this screaming, and I get up and she's like, help me. I'm having a baby. So I call 911. They come, you know, and her pimp daddy was there holding her hand. It was. Let me tell you, it's messy. I said I wasn't gonna tell any stories that I am. There was, I got a knock at the door. I had a roommate. I got a knock at the door. I thought it was my roommate. It was a homeless guy. And he put his foot in the door. And I had to push him out and shut the door. I called the police, and because I lived in a dumpy area, it took them 2.5 hours to respond as this guy was banging on my windows to get into my apartment, which had bars on the windows, luckily. One of the homeless guys tried to steal my car. I pressed charges. He went to prison for a year. I learned the homeless were dangerous. And I had the mayor of Fort Lauderdale on, who's not in politics anymore, so I'm not going to say his name, but he was a nice guy. I had him on the air, and I was talking to him about this. And I said, why can't you just kick these homeless people to another part of town, to another town? And he's like, the homeless are part of the public, and these are public places, and they're the public, and everyone who's a part of the public has a right to have access to the public spaces. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. And when I moved to Palm Beach County, we had a big problem where there were homeless people on every corner of every intersection. You went to an intersection, there was a homeless panhandler on every corner. So you'd have 4 at every intersection. And I advocated, and it got passed. I was shocked in this liberal town, making it illegal to panhandle on main intersections. You can still panhandle on side streets, can you believe it? But on the main intersections, you can't do it anymore. But that was a big thing. And that's back when I had my Jeep Wrangler, and I would drive around with the doors off and the top off, and they would reach into my car for money. And, and it was so I've always been an advocate against the homeless. And I remember there was a funny thing. I saw this. I was driving a few years back. I'm in the car with my daughter, and we're driving on 441 in Palm Beach County. We crossed the county line into Broward, where the Wawa is on 441, and that's Parkland. And I saw this homeless guy walking. He was in Palm Beach County, but he was walking to the Wawa. And I told my daughter, I said, watch what happens. We go to Wawa, we come out, and then I see two Broward deputies who are assigned to the Parkland division talking to the homeless guy on the sidewalk in Broward, and they're pointing north to Palm Beach and telling him to go back to Palm Beach. We don't want you in Parkland. Liberals like with most criminals, liberals have a fetish towards criminals. Homeless people are dangerous. Most all of them are drug addicts and have warrants and felonies and all kinds of other things against them. They're all dangerous and crazy. And you don't want them in your community. I don't have them in my community. I'll tell you that. We used to at the intersections, but we passed that panhandling ordinance. Now, sometimes they break it and the cops will stop them, or they know which cops are off on the days that aren't enforcing. They know this cop rotation. But homeless people are dangerous, liberals. Stay away from them. All right, we'll take our break for the top. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig. Back right after this. Exactly, guys. You cannot be around the homeless people. No, they're very, very dangerous. We'll be right back. All right, we'll be back on the air in about a minute. We're still in a radio break. If you're watching with the green wall behind me, to see and hear all the audio and video and things I show, you got to go to my main stream here on YouTube. There's a link in the description of the video. If you're on hold, stand by. I'll go to the phones when we get back. And today is open phones because it's kind of like a Friday here on Christmas. All of you who said you will be here tomorrow on Christmas, thank you so much. I will be live here on YouTube Christmas morning, okay? And taking your calls, and I look forward to seeing you guys then. Yep. Okay, well, we got 30 seconds, and we'll be back. Now, I have been my whole adult life, I've been an anti-homeless advocate. I don't, who wants that in their neighborhood? It's deadly. Look at what happened to this poor lady. All right, 10 seconds. All right, we're back. The 7 o'clock hour has begun. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brother Brian. Hey, you probably was living right next to the Sears town in that area. Down the street from. Yeah. Remember that the classic car, like doggies in the window?
Hold on. Let me answer all these calls that are coming in. Yeah, I lived over there by Sears Town. Yeah, Sears Town was still open. This was in the early 90s, and it was a dump. My rent, when I moved in, my rent was $350 a month. And I had a roommate to split it. Then they raised it to $399 a month. I couldn't believe it. But it's all fancy there now. The building's still there. But yeah, I had this I had this thing. They had a laundry room that you had to pay with quarters to wash and dry. And I didn't have any money because the radio station wasn't, I wasn't making that much money. So I found that if I put the quarters in the slot on the washer and dryer and I push the slot in and out real quick, it would run, but I'd get to keep my quarters. But if I didn't do it fast enough, it'd keep the quarters. So yeah, I know.
Did the statute of limitation run out on that crime?
I mean, it's you're talking about almost 40 years ago. I would hope so.
Well, you're like 19 years old.
Well,
no. I'll call you tomorrow. I'll call you tomorrow to say Merry Christmas to you and Kathy. But we'll tell people why the word Merry comes before Christmas than any other thing like X or what have you. But we are in such a beautiful situation. To people like Doris from Texas, Renee, and Jay from Jersey. Now that TNN is saying things are much better than about 60 or 61 economists said that it wasn't going there. It's going to be a different number. So that number is now, even CNN admitted yesterday that, hey, we got the GDP, we got the CPI. I'm not going to get into all of that. But the point is, you cannot deny it, since some people like Jay from Jersey talking about all the food prices are so high. Well, you're not including all the taxes that, your city is putting on you. So all of these things are coming down. Now, here's my longer point. You got Gavin Newsom having the Chevron leave. Gas is, they may get to $5, $6, $7 over there. Okay, he's not doing well. He's cornered. Now you got Michigan guy over here, Poopy Pants, behind all these billions being gone in,
Who's that?
In photos with the cop.
That's Tim Waltz? Why do you call him that?
Yep. Poopy Pants, because he's the one that wanted to put tampons in the boys' room. So I call him Poopy Pants.
All right, that's too many. All right, that's not what the. All right, appreciate the call, IB. Oh my goodness, you're on the air. It's Christmas Eve. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Oh, hey,
and that's
Doug.
the first thing I wanted to say. Merry Christmas to you and Steve and all the listeners. And
thank you.
I'm looking for the present of next year, having another year of great shows, and really looking forward to it. Now,
absolutely.
And plus, of course, out to President Trump for his greatness, man. Mm-hmm. I can't believe how he's turning this country around and doing such great things. But yet, you had Stephen Miller on a little earlier. Right before Stephen Miller, they had this moron Democrat say, "Oh, President Trump is underwater." He's not underwater. Man, oh man, these people just don't want to learn. I got a quick little story that reminds me of the Democrats. Mm-hmm. I went to get a cost area put in and next door was a dog training place. And this Doberman pitcher came out and started biting the fence. And I've never seen anything so insane. Anyway, next time I come back, I said, "Where's that dog? He didn't attack." We have to put him to sleep. That's the Democrats for you. These people are wild animals. We can't ever treat them like they're going to be nice to us. All they keep saying is that, if we get back in power, we're going to prosecute everybody. They're insane.
We're going to prosecute the good guys for putting the bad guys in jail and arresting them.
Yeah, man.
They have fantasies of putting Pete Hegseth in prison. I mean, they're going to, Pete Hegseth, when he leaves, he's going to be harassed for the rest of his life in some really bad ways. They're never good. Pete Hegseth is never going to be left alone.
Yeah, especially these people. Like I said, they're insane. We can't expect. The Republicans always try to be the nice guy, and we'll show you how to do it. Do it like us. But then, if they get in power, they just go right back to being.
J.D. Vance, after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, J.D. Vance hosted the first Charlie Kirk show, right, in the aftermath of that.
Yep.
And he said on that, he did it from the White House, and he said there's no unity with the left. And there isn't. There's no unity, and I've kind of given up on that. I know, a lot of people listen to this show and become conservative and get red-pilled over the years. I'm not talking about those people. We're talking about these Washington people. They're terrible people. There's no middle ground with them.
Nothing. I agree, man, 100%. They have no logic. They just want to be nasty, and that's just their way. They're evil. They're pure evil, and I don't know why, but our people elect these people, but they get elected. Mm-hmm. But everybody has to be aware that what they're dealing with, and instead everybody goes back, all right, we'll let him go in and think this is going to change, but nothing changes. These people are just came out of one mold, and you can't break that mold.
But anyway, the Democrats have always been wrong, always.
Yeah.
But they've never been this bad. I mean, they're the people that are the leading voices in the Democrat Party are minor league players. Hakeem Jeffries is a joke. How could he be the leader of anything?
Oh man. Yeah. Again, how did people like this, him and Maxine Waters and the rest of them, how did they get elected?
It's not how they get elected. We know how they get elected in their but the party doesn't have to make them the leaders in the House, right? Yeah. And these are extra. If the Congress were a movie, these guys would be the extras. The extras are now leading the party, and they don't know what they're doing. And when you've gotten through life on affirmative action, which DEI is affirmative, it's like they used to call the global warming change the climate change. DEI is affirmative action. When you get through life because of your skin color or what sex organs you have, when you're in charge, most of the time you really don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's for sure. These people, it amazes me, but they're stubborn mules. They don't want to move. Here it is. I talked to a liberal. I said, "See, now the $2,000 is coming your way. Oh, what's the big deal? $2,000.
I'll take it. Tell them that you and I will split it. We can split their $2,000. The most interesting thing, though, you said in this call, Doug, because you said something that I've not heard anyone say in years. Many years.
What was that?
Many years. And I'm not kidding. At the beginning of the call, you said you were having a car stereo installed. Well, I don't know. I can't remember the last time I haven't known anyone to get a car stereo installed in ages.
Yeah, this is a while back, but it was not. This is
how long ago
I have
was
a
this?
This is maybe 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
But I have a 1976 Jensen Interceptor. It's an old car, so I put a brand new radio system in.
I don't even know what that is. Is that a cop car?
No, that's a car. If you ever watched the Saint or in The Exorcist, not The Exorcist,
The Saint with Roger Moore.
The Saint Roger Moore drove that.
Oh yeah,
the one I have used to be on. The one I have used to be owned by Frank Sinatra, and it's a one of 250 ever made. So it's a really,
wait a
unusual
minute.
car.
The actual car was owned by Frank Sinatra, or he had one like it?
No, my car was owned by Frank Sinatra.
Get out of town.
Yeah, man. I bought it in an auction in New York, and it was
Really?
supposedly,
And can you drive it regularly, or do they not? Is it something you could drive all the time?
I don't. Well, I don't know how much is over, but I wound up almost redoing the whole car. So I said the only thing left of that Frank Sinatra was in the car was the ashtrays, baby. Because
Well, you shouldn't tell people that because you're hurting the resale value of the car. You know, people want to sit.
True.
People want to sit where Frank Sinatra sit. Is the steering wheel the same?
Steering wheel is different too.
Oh my goodness! Why would you do that? Listen. I'm not some rich guy like you that has collector cars, but I would think that the steering wheel that Frank Sinatra had his hands on, in the seat that he,
I still have the original steering wheel. I saved that, but I changed it to a really nice wood steering wheel. But anyway, it's a hell of a car. I'm never going to sell it.
Maybe you're so rich you don't care. But people want to have their hands on the same steering wheel as Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, I didn't think of it like that.
Did you keep the old upholstery? Did you keep the old seat and upholstery?
No, that was kind of shot, so I had to have it all changed.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I got it at a pretty good deal, but needed a lot of work. So
I get it, but the steering wheel, I get it. You got to replace some things when you do, but there's no way. Well, you could take that steering wheel and frame it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And that's worth a lot of money. I mean, you could, that's got to be worth, if you could verify, if you can prove it's from the car that Frank Sinatra owned, you know what I mean? That is worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a sign. I have a signed sales receipt from Frank Sinatra selling it to whoever.
You could put that in an auction house in New York, and some Italian guy would pay. You could buy a house for what that steering wheel is worth. I'm telling you. You don't think some Italian guy? That's a very rare item. A steering wheel that Frank Sinatra had his hands on, that is a very rare item.
You're right. I'll tell you another funny story.
Real quick, because I got to run.
Carnegie Hall.
Tell me on your next time you call. You got to tell me this. You got to tell me that another time. I got to run. I'm late. All right, you take care. Oh my goodness. Would you take the steering wheel out of the car? I mean, is it? Now, I want to talk about Jupiter Joe Thomas. We're close to the end of the year. Today's Christmas Eve, obviously. There are tax benefits to giving Joe Thomas a call before the end of the year and getting into an annuity, okay? And he'll tell you all about it. I'm not the financial advisor and expert. Joe Thomas is. But the consultation is free. You can take advantage of the no-charge consultation no matter where you're located. If you're local, you can go to his office in Jupiter. But no matter where you are, you can do the consultation over the phone, through Zoom. There's major tax benefits to giving him a call and getting into annuities now. Okay, so give Joe Thomas a call. His number is 561-743-0999. Plus, you get guaranteed income every month for the rest of your life. That's good too, huh? 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. And if you missed the number, just go to his website. It's the easiest one to remember I've ever heard. JupiterJoe.com. We'll be right back. What do you guys think? Would you have taken Frank Sinatra's steering wheel off the car? Oh my goodness. No freaking way. No way. No way. Nope. Oh, my goodness. If you're on hold, hang in there. If you'd like to call in, the number is pinned in the live chat on this Christmas Eve. And I'm glad so many of you said, yes, you'll be here tomorrow if I live stream, because I will be live streaming on Christmas morning. All right. Okay, we got a short time. We'll be back, so I'm going to take a quick break. Okay, be right back. All right, we'll be back in less than 30 seconds. I got to grab something to drink, though. Be right back. All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Not only is the economy booming, you see this story, military recruiting is at its highest numbers in 15 years. And they've met and surpassed all their goals. And that's really a good thing because, for a number of reasons. But why do you think that is? It's because of Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump, obviously. And, we have a 100% volunteer force, so they support the mission. But it also shows us something, that, the liberals, the Democrats, they're losing all over the place, right? I mean, think about it. The economy is booming under Donald Trump. That's a loss for the Democrats. What does it say about them? That good economic news that changes the lives of Americans is bad news for the Democrats. They're in a panic over this great economic news. I mean, we're winning on every front. But what this shows that, when people join the service, most people that join, they either join their last year of high school or their first year out, right? For most. Some join a little later. Some go to college first. Some don't go to college and join later. But most join while they're in high school or the first year or so out of high school, most people. And it shows that the Democrats have had a massive failure when it comes to brainwashing our young people, that they have not been able to brainwash them to hate the country as much as they thought they had done, right? They thought that they had turned the youth against our country. And you don't join the service if you hate the country. That's right. And with recruiting numbers that high, when they're meeting their goals, they have more people wanting to enlist and they have spaces. That means they can be more selective about who they let in, right? Which increases the quality of all of our forces. This is a great thing, but it shows that American pride is here among young people, that they did not wipe it out. We thought they were pretty successful in that with young people, but obviously not. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Steve from Staten Island.
Hey, Steve. What's up?
Well, the thing is that I just got to say is that Trump has done an unbelievable job. I've been watching. He's been doing everything that as you said, thing about the military, the people more and more wanting to get in and such.
Yep.
The economy is going great. If the Democrats did a tenth of what Trump has done, they'd be saying, "Oh, it's wonderful, it's fantastic. Oh, how wonderful it's." And yet, Trump has done more than we have expected, and he's done a fantastic job. And they still think, they try to downplay this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I figure it's amazing.
It is. Well,
I mean,
what does it say about the Democrat Party right now that good news for everyday hardworking Americans is bad news for them? What does it say about it?
Because they haven't done it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they haven't done it.
That's right.
And they're looking at a guy who has accomplished what we've been asking them, a president, to do.
That's right.
It's just right there.
Well, the Democrats never want to accomplish anything because, they want to keep people on the edge and promise you they're going to fix what you want fixed or taken care of without ever doing it, so you'll vote for them. Vote for us, we'll take care of it, and they never do.
Yeah.
They don't want people to be living good, worry-free lives.
Exactly. They're just a bunch of, we promised this, doing this, and then here's Trump doing it, and they go, oh, he's just doing this, oh, he's this. It's just annoying.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but it is annoying where they have not, unless they've accomplished anything, they should shut the heck up.
Yes, that's correct. I agree with you.
Okay.
All right, appreciate the call. Merry Christmas. Yep.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you too.
Well,
Take care.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right. If you're on hold, stand by. There's some things that, that women should not be doing. And there's one job that a lot of women do that I've talked against from time to time over the years, and that is being an Uber or Lyft driver. I don't believe women should be Uber or Lyft drivers because it's dangerous. And did you see this story about this Georgia Lyft driver? Listen to this. 3 inmates who busted out of Georgia jail, allegedly, held a Lyft driver hostage during hours-long escape to Florida. This is in the New York Post today. A trio of inmates was busted out of a Georgia County jail, allegedly held an unsuspecting Lyft driver hostage, and commandeered her car, forcing her to tag along on their escape to Florida, where they were finally apprehended. Youssef Minor, Noad Johannes, an accused killer, Stevenson Charles, broke out of the DeKalb County Jail early Monday, though their escape wasn't noticed until a routine security check later that day. The 3 men were picked up by a car waiting near the jail and trekked to one of the escapees' girlfriend's place, according to court documents. The girlfriend ordered a Lyft ride for them. The driver, an unidentified woman, drove them to the requested location in Atlanta, where the men allegedly strangled her with a rope, tied her up, and forced her in the back seat of the car. My goodness. She's lucky to be alive, and it doesn't say they sexually assaulted her. She's lucky they didn't. But maybe they didn't. It's not in the story. I don't know. The runaway inmates, because, guys like this, they got nothing to lose at this point. The runaway inmates then took control of the Lyft driver's car while she was tied up in the back, fearing for her life as they continued to threaten her during the whole ride. She tried and failed to escape during a pit stop in Florida, and after that, the men's threats became more violent. The woman's abductors were all in jail for violent crimes. It goes into some of that. After a torturous hours-long drive, the fugitives stopped in Miramar, Florida. That's a long drive. Miramar is, it's like Miami area, okay? That's a long drive from Georgia to Miramar, and you're held hostage. After a torturous hours-long drive, the fugitives stopped in Miramar, Florida, used the Lyft driver's credit cards to pay for a short-term rental home. These are hip convicts. They're using Uber. They got Airbnb going on. Authorities were able to flag the charge on the Lyft driver's car, and used license plate readers to link her vehicle to the kidnapping and jail break. Florida police attempted to conduct a felony vehicle stop, but the escapee driving the car sped off. It goes into a lot of details. The unscathed victim walked out of the house when police arrived, and then the ones that were left surrendered. Women should not be Lyft drivers or Uber drivers, okay? It's very, very dangerous. Now, they may have held up a male Lyft driver too, but they wouldn't have tied him up and kept him in the car. The woman they were keeping around because they were thinking about raping her, and maybe they did. I hope they didn't. But that's why some guys from a jail would keep a woman like that around. It wasn't like a hostage. They knew they were already in trouble because, you know, she'd gone missing. Everybody's tracked today. There's license plate readers on every highway. That's just god-awful. Women should not be Lyft or Uber drivers. I'm here to tell you guys. And, you know, the peak time for that, for Lyft and Uber drivers, a lot of times in a lot of cities, is at night, you know, and when the bars and stuff close. That's even more dangerous. I want to talk about Coastal Weight Loss Secret. Listen, let this be the first year of your life that you make a New Year's resolution to lose weight, and you actually lose the weight that you want to lose and keep it off like I did. And Coastal Weight Loss Secret can help you do just that. I'm going to give you the number in a moment, so get something to write with. Give them a call and set up your no-charge consultation. And I want to highlight, you know, I've talked about this all year long, and it's so amazing. With Coastal Weight Loss Secret, I did not exercise. I ate foods I would normally eat. I didn't starve myself. And no, I didn't take any pills or injections or that Ozempic and all that stuff. Nothing. And that, and you know, that's why that I've been in the maintain phase for months and months. I haven't gained any weight back because I didn't have major lifestyle changes with Coastal Weight Loss Secret. And you can call them no matter where you're located in the United States, and they can help you. Here's the number, 561-247-6300. 561-247-6300. And online, coastalweightlossecret.com. Call us on hold, stand by. We'll take our break and be right back. All right. If you're on hold, hang in there, guys. We will go back to the phones when we get back, okay? Take a quick break. All right, if you're on hold, hang in there. We're still in radio station break. Hold on, I gotta do something here. I'm still a little sick, guys. So you got to bear with me. All right. We got just over a minute, and we will be back. I'll go back to the phones. Okay. I'm talking to Mike at the radio station. And, oh, no, we're back. I lost track of time, Mike. Oh, no. I was texting Mike. I was texting Mike the board up, and we're back already. I lost track of time. I got lost in the text. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Every once in a while, we got to prove to you that it's live. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. Once, twice. All right, you missed your chance. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Chris from Chicago.
Hey, Chris, what's up?
How you doing?
All right.
Like the economy, y'all keep saying the economy is doing good. What I don't understand is, like, Verizon just announced 13,000 job cut. Manufacturing under Trump has decreased 76,000 jobs year over year.
Year over year? He hasn't even been president a year yet. How could it be year over year? He hasn't been. What are you reading from?
What are you talking about? This is called research.
No, you're reading. No, if you're reading from something. If I look it up, I could read along with you and I could better respond. What are you reading from?
Well, most of these things right now is looked up on AI. Okay, this is what
AI.
It is, right?
I'm not. What's your name again?
Chris.
Chris. So I'm not talking to Chris from Chicago. I'm talking to ChatGPT.
It don't matter who you it's still information.
I mean,
you can look it up yourself.
What did you type into ChatGPT to give you this list?
Grocery price increase under Trump, 2.4%. Electricity price increase, 6.9%.
No. Hold on a second.
Oh my goodness. Are you going?
Am I what?
Are you going to discuss the increase, or are you going to dispute my information? Like, what are we going to do here?
But here's the problem. It's not your information.
Okay. Right now, electricity has increased 6.9% under Trump. Why is that? Do you know why?
You are...
Come on, man. Oh, my goodness.
You are just typing things in to ChatGPT and trying to have a conversation with someone. Don't you have a mind of your own?
It doesn't matter. But the whole thing is this, okay? Right now, people, you got to look up information to have discussions. You can't just say, "Oh, the economy is great."
You didn't look up information. You typed in a question into ChatGPT to get a desired result.
Hold on. Okay, listen. You can't just say the economy is great with no statistics. What is your determination by the economy is great? Right now, grocery prices are still up under Trump. That's fact.
No, they're not.
Okay, that is fact.
No, it's not.
It's overall grocery prices is up 2.4% under Trump in 2025.
None of that. That's not true.
Manufacturing. Yes, it is true.
No.
And it's due to Trump. And it's due to Trump tariffs.
What does ChatGPT know about grocery prices? They don't eat.
ChatGPT, okay, regardless, grocery prices is up on the beef.
This is what I gotta say. Why am I even taking calls? Why don't I just talk to ChatGPT myself?
Well, can I ask you this, okay?
And I can just have a conversation. No. On the show, I can just have a conversation with ChatGPT and me.
Why don't you want to discuss any of the statistics? Verizon has announced 13,000 in job cuts due to Trump AI. You don't want to discuss that.
Hold on a second. Are you out of your mind? Okay, you just said how many?
Verizon just
how many jobs?
13,000 in job cuts.
Because of you. Because of you.
And AI, due to AI, that's what Verizon just announced. Amazon, all
wait a minute.
Slow
down a second. Slow down a second, Chris. Okay? So you're complaining about AI But you're using AI yourself.
No, my thing is
No,
this.
you
All I
told
want
me.
to- like right
You
now,
told me you're complaining about Verizon using AI, but you're using AI just to have a basic conversation.
I'm using it, but what I'm trying to tell you is this is stuff still going on because it's not regulated.
Well, here's
It
the
is
question.
not regulated. This
So
is
why is it
This is why
okay?
people like MTG. This is why people like MTG want to regulate.
No, so here's my
AI,
question,
which you
Chris.
don't want to
Here's
discuss.
my question. Why is it okay for you to use AI, but not okay for Verizon?
There's nothing wrong with using it, but it needs to be regulated. That's what you don't understand. It needs to be regulated.
You are putting people out of work by using AI to have a conversation.
Once again, it's nothing wrong with using technology,
No,
but
you
it
just
needs
told
to be
me.
regulated.
You just told me that
People
AI
are
is
losing to their
bad.
jobs due to because it's not regulations. There's no regulation.
But you know what else?
What do you not understanding?
What
you don't want to discuss that.
What regulation do you want? You're using it, so you want to be restricted. What restriction do you want on yourself against using ChatGPT to have a basic conversation?
Like right now,
This
just
is
like in
sad.
manufacturing, no, it's not sad. You need to have regulations in every sector.
Okay,
what are you talking about?
Okay, you are talking to me using ChatGPT right now. What regulation do you want put on you restricting your use of ChatGPT?
It's not on me. It's not on me. It's to the big corporations.
Big
That's what you need
corporations.
regulations on.
What regulation do you
like
want?
Verizon.
Hold on. What regulation do you? This is insane. You're advocating against AI, but you're using AI to talk to me. So what regulation do you want?
You need regulations on corporations so they won't.
What regulation? All right. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. You got to get that mic. Oh my goodness. That's a classic call right there. I might have to pull that one off the show and keep that one. He wants regulations on AI. AI is bad, but he's using it to talk to me. Oh my goodness. And you know, and what he did at the end is the SOS lifeline to get out of the call because he realized he has slipped and told me something truthful there. Oh my goodness. If you're on hold, stand by. I'm waiting for the delay to re-engage. The number is toll-free, 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. You know, I've known for a while that a lot of times when I'm talking to Democrats, I'm talking to ChatGPT. I just haven't had somebody admit it in the same breath that they're complaining about AI. I just don't. I am floored by that call. I really, truly am. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
SOS Lifeline.
Am I on?
Yes, turn that's my favorite show you're listening to. Turn it down.
It's on my laptop.
That's
It's not cooperating.
You're on hold, stand by.
That's okay.
I'm waiting for the delay to re-engage.
At least I know there's no AI here. Okay.
I know. I want to tell you a story. I'll go in another room. I'll go outside.
Okay, go outside.
You made me famous. You made me famous in Stewart. It's Frenchie from Stewart.
Hey, Frenchie, how do I make you famous?
Well, I was driving down Cannon Highway. I'm coming home, and I'm just went over 95, and I'm coming down the little hill, and I see this truck in front of me, and it's one of them trucks. It's a color, and I go, I know who owns that truck. So we were getting to a light where it's going to turn red. So I slowed down. I got side by each. That's French. You know, you're side by side. And my windows are down because it's like 81 degrees. And I pull up and I say, "Hi, how are you?" And he goes, "Frenchie, I hear you on the Brian Craig show in the morning." He goes, "I listen to it all the time."
Wow. How do you know it was you? He recognized your
cool?
voice?
No, he just recognized me. I see him at Shrimp's restaurant at happy hour once in a while.
Oh, that's awesome. You're famous.
And he said, "Hey, I listened to you on the Brian Craig show." So I said, "All right, I'll call again on Friday." But today's not Friday. But
It's kind of like
sort
Friday.
Friday.
It's kind of like Friday.
So I want to say a Merry Christmas to Mr. Kennedy. And you.
Mr. Kane, you mean?
Yeah, that's the guy in the truck.
Oh, the
He's
guy in the
probably
truck. Oh, I thought you meant Steve Kane. No Christmas for Steve Kane. Oh, the guy in the truck
His
is
truck
named
is
Kennedy.
orange. It's one of those orange trucks, you know?
Yeah. Okay, that's awesome.
So
All right, so Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, you and Steve.
All right, appreciate the call. All right, Frenchie's famous now. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Brian, Craig, good morning. My name is Wesley, and I'm calling from West Palm Beach.
Hey, Wesley in West Palm. What's up?
I just want to tell you I enjoy your show every day on my way to work, and I've learned so much about a lot of things that the media won't tell you. But anyway, I want to address the homeless issue here in West Palm Beach.
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah, oh my God. Well, so I feed a colony of 6 cats every morning, and I'm behind a gas station. And I've been approached on several occasions where I fear for my safety, but you know, I'm pretty smart. I carry a box cutter with me because I'm going to protect myself.
Yeah.
But they not only are they dangerous and the drugs are out of hand, but I've called the police on several occasions, and what happens is nothing happens.
That's right.
You know, it becomes a civil rights issue.
Well, you got liberal cops. The cops in Palm Beach are liberal. They hate Trump. When I see the cops on the protection detail for the president, they're pissed off at us. They're pissed off at him. Bunch of liberal jerks.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, what bothers me is I wish that President Trump, this is his county, with all the power he has, to try to implement something.
You know, like I'll give you an example, and I hope someone in power is listening to this. The county commission changed the name of Southern Boulevard east of the airport to Donald John Trump Boulevard. When are they going to change the signs? When are they going to update the signs?
Right.
It still says Southern Boulevard.
Right.
And by the way, west of the airport, I'm sorry I don't remember the name, but they named that part of the road, renamed it after one of those deputies that lost their life, one of the motorcycle cops. But they're not changing the name out of spite. They're a bunch of liberals run Palm Beach County. Yeah, you're right. The homeless are dangerous. I'm an advocate against the homeless. We should run them off to, I don't know, Osceola County, Orlando.
And you know what it is, and I'll let you go with such a busy show that I just love listening to.
Thank you.
Is that they don't want to work. A lot of them, they just don't want to work.
Yes.
And I hate to be that person, but I'm the one at the red light saying, go to work, go get a job. Why are you asking me for money?
You know what really ticks me off at a light in Palm Beach is when I see somebody roll down their window and hand money to a homeless person. That pisses me off.
It's like correct. It's like enabling a drug addict.
You know what it's like? It's like one of your neighbors feeding some bread to one of the ducks, and then the next thing you know, you got 20 ducks crapping on your driveway. You know what I mean? It's the same thing.
Exactly. And on this final note, some of them have animals. That's called animal care control. There's a girl that sits on the corner of Community Drive and Haverhill up here in West Palm.
Oh, that's the worst.
This poor dog, and they do nothing. I mean, why isn't anybody doing anything?
Exactly, because they're liberals.
That's what I don't understand.
They have a fetish for criminals and homeless people. Listen, I gotta run. I'm late, but call me again sometime. You're a very good caller. I'm just pressed for time. All right, take care. We'll be right back. Great calls today, I must say. These are very good calls. I like these calls. Okay, we got a couple minutes till we're back. So if you're on hold, stand by, people, okay? We're going to be back shortly.
George Colony.
Hey, it's Brian. We have about a minute and a half, and we'll be
Okay.
on. Okay, hold on. Oh, boy. All right, we'll be back in just a minute and 20 seconds, actually. I just looked at the clock. All right. Oh, my goodness. That AI caller, I can't believe it. 1 minute, and we'll be back. All right. I'm dehydrated for being sick. I'm serious about not really remembering yesterday's show too much. I really don't. I was so sick yesterday. Oh boy. I remember it, but it's kind of like just a blur. All right, and it's time to check in with George Colony. George Colony, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great on Christmas Eve. I hope you and your, if I forget at the end, I'll say it now. Merry Christmas to you and your family, George Colony.
Thank you.
You do residential and commercial real estate in your work, but there's more to it than just getting selling your home for the highest price and buying your new home for the lowest price. There's also different ways to do financing, and you can really save a lot of money that way too, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, what other than the traditional financing that most of us think of, traditional mortgage, what are some other ways you can finance a property?
Well, this morning I want to start with a prayer for all of your listeners, that they love their God, they respect their family and love their family, and they love the chosen field of work that they have.
Absolutely.
I've been blessed because I'm 63 years of helping people attain their dreams through real estate. Now, there's a lot of banks that I've dealt with over the years, and we do a lot of loans, and they want our business. So people that are out there thinking they can't get a loan or the interest rate is too high, all they have to do is call, because there's people out there that are waiting and want to help them. I want to talk about two different concepts, so really quick. One is the city of Pompano gave one of our builders land enough to build 34 units on it. The land was for free, which means I have properties available where you can buy a home and there's no land cost. That might be $200,000 of reduction in the sales price simply because they want to make affordable housing, and it's not something that's easy to attain. So those properties, not only do they give the land for free, but the city government gives you $25,000 back at closing when you buy one of these units. And believe me, they're as good as you can build. They're beautiful. And when you get the $25,000, you can use it for your down payment. You can use it for your closing costs. So that's a really great product for people. The second one is a little different. A lot of the people that I have as investors buy property before it's built, called pre-construction. They put up large amounts of money so that when the building is finished, they can actually use the money that they put up as a deposit to help people with their deposit if they want to buy this unit, which means I can actually sell somebody, in this case, $1.5 million home with no money down. We use the money from the investor because he's going to sit there and collect a little bit of interest, which is a lot lower than what's available, and then you could buy the property. And it's not just $1.5 million home. It could be a $300,000 home. It's just that people don't know this, and you have been so helpful in bringing my message out to your listeners, Brian. I don't even realize that you know what you've done.
Well, I appreciate that, George. And, the first time we met and you started telling me, what you just said is an amazing thing, okay, about these different ways of financing. But when you told me about some of the ways that you handle transactions with your clients, I said, you don't just understand real estate, you understand money and finances and how it works in a way that your average real estate agent doesn't. And you hear that, you guys in the listening audience, in George Colony's calls. And, so many people that are real estate agents, they don't have the experience or the knowledge that you have, George Colony, and they want to get the listing and get the sale and get it closed. But you're at every step of this transaction saving people money. People are getting into homes that they may never have dreamed that they would have been able to purchase. But you've got these very interesting ways with the financing, this other thing you were talking about with the land deal. It's absolutely amazing. Listen, guys, give George Colony a call. This number rings directly to George Colony's cell phone. So you could call or text 954-801-7320, 954-801-7320. And Merry Christmas, George, and we'll talk next week before New Year's.
Merry Christmas to you and your listeners, Brian. And I want them to know that there is nothing that's impossible. We can accomplish it together.
Absolutely. All right, take care. Good talking to you.
Yep.
All right, take care, guys. And those of you that have been calling George Colony, it's pretty impressive, huh? Absolutely. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Brian, it's Tony for Kentucky.
Oh, hey, Tony in Kentucky.
I was wondering, when might our president do something about this insurance industry? I mean, they are just running us through the coals.
What insurance agency are you talking about? What kind of insurance?
Any automobile insurance. I stored my car 2 years ago and was driving a family car. One of my family members, I'm taking care of them. They have dementia. And I've decided I want to go back and drive my car again. Now, for liability insurance, they're wanting $1,000 a month.
Uh-huh.
And they keep hitting me up on the internet saying, hey, we got insurance for you. We got insurance for you. They all revert back to the same four big companies.
Well, first of all, if you've got, what kind of car is it?
It's just 2018. It's the value on it's probably not $9,000.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have two cars.
Well, one of them's in my family's name and one's in my name. The one that's in my name's been stored for 2 years. I've been driving a family mirrors because I've got dementia.
When you say family, okay, so who's been paying the insurance on the other car?
I think theirs is through State Farm. I mean, they're 92 and 88.
They're a high risk.
For all intents and purposes.
You don't have any accidents, DUI, suspended license, nothing?
Never had a ticket, Brian. Never had an insurance claim, ever.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
16.
I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you need a new insurance company.
Well, I've heard our president talk on quite a few occasions about the insurance industry.
He's talking about health insurance. He's talking about health insurance, not auto insurance.
Well, any type of insurance.
No,
when
he's talking about health insurance.
A month,
let me tell you, my auto insurance is expensive, and it's very expensive. All right, I've got multiple cars in my family, and different types of cars, are more expensive to insure than others.
Well, I understand if you're dealing with somebody that's been, they've had wrecks all their life, or they've been in accidents, or had claims, or had tickets. I hadn't had neither.
Well, what you could do, you could buy a cheap car, pay cash for it, and just have minimum coverage.
Brian, thanks. That's it. That's the answer.
I mean, is your car? You got a 2018. Is it still financed, or have you paid it off?
No, I paid it off the day I bought it.
Then you don't need the full coverage. Call your insurance agent and see what they're ripping you off on.
No. This liability, they want $1,000 for liability, which don't do anything for me if there's an accident.
Oh, it's for the other person. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. All right, appreciate the call. I mean, call another insurance company. That's what I would do. But, I have been with the same auto insurance company since I was in high school when I first drove state. I've been with State Farm since I was 17 years old. And they're very good. They're not the cheapest, but when I've had to file a claim, they don't play. They do it. I mean, Anyway, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Jack from Sarasota. I want to know something. Why do you block people's phone numbers who challenge you? And be honest.
Who would you be talking about?
I've never been inappropriate. I've never cursed at you. But why do you block people's phone who challenge you?
I don't block people who challenge me.
Yeah, right.
Do you get the people? There's only a handful of people that are blocked from and have their participation in the show suspended. And we have very few rules on this program. But one of them is you can't call 30 times in a show or something like that. So those are the kind of things. To answer your question, I certainly don't block people or suspend people's participation in the program because they challenge me. Oh, my goodness. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Dave, Jersey.
Hey, Dave, we got 30 seconds. That sounds like more time than you need. You're on the air.
Yeah, what do you want me to say? I mean,
you called me. You called me. What am I saying? What do you mean?
Okay,
what do
cool.
I want you to say?
Okay, cool.
Got 10 seconds. I got a break in 10 seconds. You know what I want? I'll tell you what. I want you to say goodbye. Say goodbye. How about that? Say
and
goodbye.
It all came from AI.
Say goodbye. He can't say. Oh, he asked. All right, we'll be back. It's 8 o'clock. What do you want me to say? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness, guys. Great calls today on Christmas Eve. I guess people are getting a little weird, you know, right before Christmas. We'll be right back. Okay, we'll be back shortly, guys, when I got to call Steve. Okay, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, I'll put you on hold just for a minute. Hold on.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Got 90 seconds. All right, we got 90 seconds, Stephen. We're back.
You got it.
All right, hold on. All right, hold on, Steve. I'm just going to answer some phones. Hold on. All right, you there, Steve?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. All right, about 20 seconds. All right, the 8 o'clock hour has begun. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane is joining. Hey, Steve.
Good morning. Who is the last caller? George was his name?
Which one? The one that said, "What do you want me to say?"
Yeah, the one who couldn't understand why you hang up on him.
Oh,
the last call.
Yeah, the one before. I cannot remember his name.
I think it was George, or whatever it is. I just wanted to add something to your definition because he deserves an explanation. We, as hosts, see, when you call the show, you're doing it recreationally. You're doing it for fun, assuming that that's true.
Yeah.
If you're not a masochist. We're here in a different capacity. We're the people that make it run. We're the people that have rules and have to keep the structures of the show going. And when you find people who are uncooperative or just what is most often the biggest sin, boring, dull,
yes,
been there, done that.
Yes.
It's our job to keep the audience entertained. And in that case, when we get uncooperative callers, we have to hang up on them.
That's right.
Don't mean to be rude, but what the hell?
Exactly. It's quality control.
Exactly. And if you want to be a host rather than a caller, just walk into any radio station like I did 30 years ago or however many years.
You want to add a few to that, Steve? We're going to add about 25 years to that.
And get yourself a job, and then you can just be the one to hang up.
Yeah. 30 years ago was like midpoint in your career. The Steve Kane Show is been on the air, since 1977, but you were working in radio in the 60s. So.
Oh yes, I was working behind the scenes in radio back in the 60s in Los Angeles.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, so
my job as a producer, like you were a producer.
Yeah. That's a fancy title they give you, to do stuff, titles. But
I was in such a good mood before that. I listened to that guy. What a bummer he is.
I got it's Christmas Eve. I got some.
No, but it's
sympathy.
great. It's great. I mean, the country is everything Trump promised. Basically came true yesterday.
Yeah.
He hit all the numbers just like he said, and the Democrats are just demolished.
Mm-hmm.
Just demolished. I was watching overnight television. A lot of left-wing hosts are on overnight, and boy, they don't know which way to turn. It's like they're in shock.
If I was in high school or just out of high school, I would skip college and go to truck driving school. Every day, I read stories of truck drivers getting arrested and deported. They arrested 200 in California just in the last couple days. ICE. Truck drivers.
I would. No, I don't. I would not do the same thing. I would not go to truck driving school because every day I tune in the radio and I hear that a truck driver has run over a semi or a semi has run over a truck driver.
Those are the illegals. They don't know how to drive. They don't have the training. They just give them licenses.
That's the problem.
You know what I found out about? I found out something. Do you know that you went to the same school as Chevy Chase and Rob Reiner?
You're kidding me.
Yeah, that fancy. What's that school you went to that President Kennedy went to? Your high school?
Rollins College.
Yeah, Rollins College.
Oh no, you're talking about college.
No, high school.
High school, Riverdale.
Yeah, Chevy Chase went to Riverdale. He said they kicked him out, and Rob Reiner too. I saw a story on Rob Reiner.
Where did you? Who told you all this?
I was watching an interview with Chevy Chase the other day. I like Chevy Chase. I'm a Chevy Chase fan. I was watching Fletch, and Foul Play. I'm a Chevy Chase fan. But I was.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a good one.
He did my favorite Christmas movie.
Christmas Vacation.
All the Christmas. No. National Lampoon's Christmas.
Yeah, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Is that the one where they drive with Imogene Coke on top of their car?
That's in the first movie, National Lampoon's Vacation. There's Vacation, then there's Christmas Vacation, And you don't want to see the ones after that. Vegas Vacation was next.
What's the one? What's the one where you got the Red Ryder BB gun? The one with Darren McGavin?
No, that's A Christmas Story.
Christmas Story.
A Christmas Story.
That is by far the greatest Christmas movie ever made.
Oh, my favorite Christmas movie is Die Hard.
It's a great movie, and it is a Christmas movie.
It is, and today, of course, is when we, I do this every Christmas on social media, but today is a day that we have to remember those lost at Nakatomi Tower. Christmas Eve, 1988, man, all right? Okay, do you know they're putting Bruce Willis in an assisted living facility? I just saw that.
I know he was in pretty bad shape.
Oh, my goodness, I know, pretty bad. All right, anyway, enough of that. You want to take some calls?
Sure, why not?
All right.
I'd like we're not going to, even as I listen around the dial, Democrats are kind of in shock, but they're starting to accept the fact that Trump is going to win. I mean,
in the midterms, absolutely. We're going to win the midterms.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
There's
looking that way.
everything he's put. It took a while for the statistics to catch up, but now that they have, he's fulfilled every promise.
That's right.
And the country is taken off like a rocket ship.
Well, that's why these liberal callers are out of their minds today. That's just freaking them out.
Yeah.
You know.
You cut me off with William Youngerman by accident yesterday, but I wanted to get that goal report. That the medals yesterday had the greatest day in memory.
Well, I had like 102 fever during yesterday's show. Cut me some slack. I shouldn't even been on the air yesterday.
I'm not criticizing you.
I don't even. I was talking earlier. I barely remember yesterday's show. I was hopped up on Dayquil, but yesterday's show's a blur. I barely remember it. All right, hold on. Let's see. Let me. Let me look at the time. All right, hold on, Steve.
What do you want? It's 10 after.
Yeah, I'm looking. Hold on. Okay. All right. Hold on a second. All right, you back with me, Steve?
I'm with you.
Okay, I'm going to take some calls. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Tony, California.
Mm-hmm. What's up?
Hey, Tony.
Hey, good morning, guys. Hey, so I'm hearing a little bit about some files that were released and then removed.
Oh, my goodness.
You know anything about that, or what's the word on that?
Yes, I can tell you. I can tell you what it is. Can you spell diversion?
Exactly.
It is the diversion. It's the last resort when the Democrats have nothing else to talk about. They try to drag out this thing, and they look so stupid when they do, because clearly Trump wasn't involved. If Trump had been involved, it would have become public far before this. He wouldn't have gotten through two presidential races without it being pulled on. It's a desperate throw. Like when you cut the head off a chicken, it runs around with no head for a while till you know what I mean, caller?
Oh yeah, no, I get you. But here's what I'm hearing, that it was released by through the government website, whichever one. That
you don't know what was released. Where did you? All right, begin by telling me where you heard this.
Just through a conversation with someone I know.
Conversation.
Not even a famous person.
I'm just wondering,
What was it? Some creep in an online chat room?
No.
I mean, if you just want to walk around and talk to bums in the street and
let me get this
take
straight,
idle
Steve.
gossip.
I'm kind of confused, Steve. Did he just tell us he just wanders around and has random conversations about pedophiles to people on the street? Who does that? Why would you just be going around having conversations about pedophiles like Epstein with random people on the street? That seems like a strange thing.
No, I didn't. I don't know how you got that.
Sounds like it to me.
We'll straighten this out.
No, that's that. No, someone.
Let's go back to. Hold on. Let me run that. Hold on. Let me do my thing as a host. Let me gain control of the show. Let's get back. I'll re-ask the question, and then we'll be on the same trip. Okay? What makes you? Okay. Where did you get this information? Tell me the circumstances and who told you this ridiculous BS.
Okay, so through a conversation with someone I know. I don't want to name them by name,
Why?
but someone I know. But it just because
Why
I'm
don't
on
you
your
want to
guys'
name them?
side.
Bob. Somebody, if his name's Bob, everyone's
Before I
going to know
get
who he
interrogated-
is.
Okay,
Bob.
quick.
Bob.
Bob.
And they asked me.
Oh,
they
I know
asked me
Bob. You know Bob, Steve?
You know, Bob. Why did you make that?
Come on, guys. I expect this kind of response
Well,
from
just
liberal,
tell us the
liberal
truth.
shows, but I'm telling you the truth. No, listen. My question is simple. Okay, it is. I am hearing, or I've heard
from Bob
that the files were released, and then they were retracted and then re-released with certain files missing.
No,
I'm
that's
asking
all right.
you if you've heard
This is all
anything
liberty.
to that.
Let me answer your question. Let me answer your question. Everything you just said that you asked me about, I'm going to answer your question now. It's all liberal bull crap.
The dump's not for you, Steve. It's for the callers.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. So you heard that? So you basically haven't heard anything about it either, though. It's just one of those.
Well, we don't know Bob.
Oh, I hear the people that I watch late at night. I'll tune into Rachel Maddow.
Oh my goodness.
With some of these left-wing shows, and these souls are lost. They don't. It's like their whole world has collapsed, and they're walking around in like in a zombie movie. It's and they're trying to divert.
Steve, we got to go. We got to go, and I got to call. Maybe, hey, why don't you have Bob call us another day? Maybe Bob can fill us in. Oh, my gosh.
Thanks for your call.
Oh, my gosh. That's pretty weak.
Sure hope he got all that.
Oh, my goodness. All right. We'll be right back. Steve, you there?
Yes.
Okay, I got to put you on hold. I got to get Barry, then I'll conference you in. Okay.
So don't lose me today.
I'll try not to. If I do, I'll call you back. But hold on. Oh, my goodness. Steve is better at humiliating people than me. He's all the stuff I know I learned from him. That guy was laughing at himself. Merry Christmas, Bob. Yeah. Although I did like the guy that was complaining about AI putting people out of work while he's using ChatGPT to talk to me. That was a good call. I must say that was a good call. All right, Steve, you there?
Sure am.
Okay, I couldn't get Barry, so it's just going to be us. I'll try him again at the bottom.
Okay.
All right, we're back. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. Listen, tomorrow is Christmas. Don't go through Christmas in pain. Go say bye-bye to your pain by seeing Dr. Philip Appleton. You know, walk-ins are welcome. Appointments are not necessary, even on Christmas Eve. You know, and his laser wave pain treatment, not only does it work, the first pain he rid me of was 3.5 years ago. He's rid me of pain 7 times, sometimes from accidents, sometimes from just growing older, arthritis. All 7 times, the pains have not returned because the robotic laser of Dr. Appleton's repairs the damage that's causing you the pain. I've met so many listeners, listeners all the time, that have gotten their lives back. So have a Christmas morning, have New Year's right around the corner, a pain-free holiday time. Give Dr. Appleton a call, 954-973-0710. By the way, the consultation is free. So Dr. Appleton himself can tell you how he can rid you of pain with his robotic laser wave pain treatment. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com. All right, Steve, you want to take some more calls?
Sure, let's do it.
All right, maybe Bob's on the line. I don't know. I told him to have him call us.
Maybe we'll
find
hope
him.
not.
Yeah, really. I know, I'm kidding. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, it's the dude you hung up on. So if the economy's doing so great, how come consumer spending in a consumer economy is less than AI spending?
Every phone call I've had in my life has ended in a hang-up. Like, you know, so I don't know. That's a lot of people. You say I've hung up on...
You didn't let me speak. You just said you got 30 seconds, and then you didn't ask me a prompt, and then you hung up on me. So
I
the
didn't
question
ask
I
you
want
a
to
prompt?
ask is, if our economy is doing so hot, in a consumer-based economy, what we've always been in our lifetimes, how come AI spending, AI CapEx, is now more than consumer spending?
I don't know all these fancy financial terms, but I know.
Companies are spending. We're spending more money.
But
companies are
excuse
spending
me,
more money on AI build-out.
I apologize for speaking while you're interrupting. You want to take him, Steve?
Let's just calm this down.
Oh,
we're back to the same old thing. Where do you see, if you watch the left-wing sources, which become fewer every day, they'll tell you any BS that they're used to talking to idiots who don't question and accept their misinformation as fact. The fact is, if you went around the dial and listen to a real radio station, other than this one, I'm very pleased that you're among our audience. But, if you get the feeling, you know exactly from the preponderance of public opinion on what's going on, you know what's happening. If you follow it. Now, you may not follow it, or as bad and worse than not following it.
What's your retort?
Retort?
Do you have a retort besides saying my information's bad? Where's your information?
You ready for my retort? Get off the phone.
If you ever get to it.
Yeah, I like your retort. I had a different direction I was going to go, but I like yours better. Oh my goodness. You know, this is another. This is an interesting thing. That's the second liberal caller today that's called the program that was talking to us using AI. You know, and did you hear the AI caller earlier, Steve?
I can't tell an AI. How do you know who's AI and who's not?
No. They're using AI to have a conversation, and ChatGPT, and that guy, he said he asked a question, and we did not reply with a prompt. A prompt is a phrase. That's what you type into the AI to get an answer. So, like if you're using AI, right? You give it a prompt. Like, what's the longest running radio show in the state of Florida? Is a prompt, and then
Steve Kane Show.
The AI would tell you that. Okay, so what he wanted us to give him a prompt. He said that's the first time I heard that. You know, and that we could answer him, and he can plug it into the AI, which is instantaneous. So basically, with that guy, Steve, like with the previous liberal, we're not talking to callers now. These liberals, we're talking to ChatGPT. We're talking to AI with these liberal callers now. They're just typing in as they're talking and want prompts. I mean, my goodness, talk about the brain dead.
As you know, unfortunately, I'm not versed in
he said prompt.
AI or whatever it is.
Yeah, Steve's anti-technology.
But what's interesting about it, what I find interesting is as I listen around the dial, if you find a radio station that's got a liberal host, which again, they're becoming an endangered species, but if you can find them, you can tell right away, 2 sentences in, Epstein is what you're going to get.
Oh, yes, and they love that.
The only thing they're clean is like the Titanic is sinking, and they've got the one last life preserver,
exactly.
And they're clinging to it, and they're going down, and in the middle of the ocean, they're drowning, and they're calling out for the life preserver, Epstein. Epstein, come save me, Epstein.
What Epstein is, it's an SOS signal.
Exactly right. It means I'm out of business, out of ideas, and I give up.
You know, by the way, a niece of mine, she's going to Rollins College now. I just found this out.
You're kidding me?
Yeah.
Well, she'll have a good time. Is this her first?
That's where you went to college.
College experience?
Oh yeah, she's just out of high school. She's going to Rollins College.
What do you mean they're going to high school?
Well, she just graduated high school and she's going to Rollins College.
Oh, okay. All right. Now I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. You're alma mater.
Have a good time, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great.
Yeah.
You know what the emblem for Rollins College is?
No.
A rising sun over 2 crossed water skis.
Okay. I guess they had Crystal Springs near there back in those days. Or Tarpon
No,
Springs.
it's the land of the lakes up there.
The land of the lakes. That's right. Central Florida. I know. And the alligators. Oh, my goodness.
It's been 4 glorious years.
I'm almost feeling sorry for these callers. Listen, I'm going to do something we rarely do. I'm going to take this break on time so the last 30 minutes of the show can be smooth sailing, all right? It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane is here. Call us on hold. Stand by. We'll be right back. I'm going to put you on hold, Steve. Okay, and also, by the way, it's 1 call per day. You can only call once per day. Did that guy say prompt? You didn't give me a prompt? It sounded like you said you didn't give me a prompt. I'll see if I can rewind to it. Hold on. Hold on. I'm not exactly sure how far back I'd have to go.
Hello?
Oh, hey, William, I called you by mistake 15 minutes early. I meant to call. I've got your number in my muscle memory. I'll call you back in 15 minutes. Okay. All right. Bye. All right. Bye. I called William Youngman instead of Barry Siegel.
Please leave a message for.
Okay, hold on.
Hello?
Hey, Barry, it's Brian.
Hey, Brian.
I missed you during the last break. Do you have time for us now? We're going to be back in 20 seconds.
Sure.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to conference in Steve. All right, Steve, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, I got Barry on the line. Stand by. Okay, stand by. 10 seconds.
Hey, Steve.
10 seconds.
Hey, Barry, how you doing?
Hold on.
I'm good. Thanks.
Glorious.
All right, we're back, and it's time to check in with Attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Attorney Barry Siegel, what do you have for us on this Christmas Eve?
Hey. Well, good morning, gentlemen. All I really have today is I just, want to express my thanks for Steve and Brian, and for all the people who've listened, and many people who've come in to see us over the years. And I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, or whatever holiday you're celebrating, and wish you a joyous time with your family, your loved ones, and just have a beautiful holiday.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, after the holiday period is over, call the Siegel Law Group. I'm going to give you the number in a moment. And I got to tell you, I have met so many listeners over the years that just rave and rave about what good work you've done for them, Attorney Barry Siegel. And it's really, people can't stop telling me how happy they are with you, especially on our cruise. Some people will go on for 3/4 of an hour on the cruise sometimes, but that's awesome. And it's so rare to hear such positive statements about an attorney, right? People, you're not usually hearing it. So give Attorney Barry Siegel a call. Remember, if you mention you heard Attorney Barry Siegel on the program, you can take advantage of the no-charge consultation and office at 855-FLA-3782, 855-FLA-3782, and online, SiegelLawGroup.com. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, we'll talk on Friday.
All right, thank you, guys.
All right, take care. All right. Okay, all right. Are you back with us, Steve?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Hold on. Let me put you on hold for a second, Steve, okay? Hold on. Okay. All right. Do I got you back, Steve? Oh, boy. I lost Steve. Hold on. We'll try it. Hold on. Okay. Do I got you back now?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, good. I got you now.
So
Okay, good. We are good going. You know, by the way, I want to. We haven't talked about this in a while, but you're as a Jew, you did Christmas before you were Christian. Like when you were growing up as a Jewish kid in New York, you did Christmas.
We did Christmas every year. Big family occasion.
Did the other Jews give you grief?
No, interestingly enough, not in the circles that I ran in.
Really?
Yeah.
Without mentioning names, remember when you sent that Christmas wreath to the Jewish family and the guy called you?
No, refresh me.
I'll tell you off the air the name, but I'll tell you the story now. You sent out a beautiful Christmas wreath to some friends of yours, and they're Jews like you. And
sounds familiar. I know
when I tell you the name after the show, you'll be like, "Oh goodness." And he called you. He was fuming. He's like, "How dare you? How could you do this to my family?" I mean, he really took offense to it. But I'm surprised in New York people didn't. I don't know. You know what that is? That's liberalism. They've gotten.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, you know. But President Trump did something last week that is amazing. That I'm surprised that not. I remember he was plenty ticked, and that wasn't that long ago when that happened. Today, Christmas Eve, is now a national holiday. It was just Christmas before. Trump signed an executive order. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and the day after Christmas are now federal holidays. Never was before. So that's the war on Christmas is officially over. That's
great.
Isn't that nice? Isn't it great? Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's take some more of these calls. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
How could you do this to my family? I mean, you really...
Good morning, gentlemen. Merry Christmas and Chappy Chanukah to Steve there.
Yes, and Happy Hanukkah, and how about Kwanzaa? Can you get that in?
Nah,
Renee from Harlem.
We're up in Huron National Forest in the northern Michigan. There's not a lot of Kwanzaa celebrations up here.
I don't think there's Kwanzaa celebrations much of anywhere anymore. That seems to have faded away.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There is developments in Michigan that I think everybody should start kind of paying attention to. Much like the story of your conversion to, transition conversion, when you got your pay stub, to being more of a Republican, I guess you said back in the day when you
It
saw
wasn't the pay
taxes
stub.
being withheld?
The first year that I did my taxes and I owed money, I was like, what's wrong?
Right.
And so I immediately did my taxes over again because how could that be true? And then when I found out it was true, that's when, yes, I became a Republican on the spot.
Right. Well, what's going to happen in Michigan as of January 1st is we have this fabulous governess named, well, I call her Bitchy Getmore. So her name is Gretchen Whitmer. She's part of the governor clan that's going to go after President Trump's everything. You know, they form their little club cabal where they
in Michigan. What are they going to go after him on in Michigan?
Well, they joined that club when they would have a consortium of liberal governors, and they would figure out how to resist Trump and all that when he was elected.
Oh, that failed.
So, yeah, well, they're still working on it. They're not going away.
Trump did her good. When Trump was visiting Michigan a few months ago, and he was I can't remember what the event was, but he was speaking to the Michigan National Guard. And Gretchen Whitmer, who is the commander-in-chief of the Michigan National Guard, was there, and he brought her up at the podium and gave her a hug, and she hugged him back, and she spoke. He really did her. He really got her good with that one. That was.
I'm telling you, you're going to find in bits and pieces. You're going to find slowly but surely liberals are going to be turning certainly in the next month, or certainly before the next election. They're going to be accepting Trump. Trump's going to win in a landslide. He's going to wipe the floor with them.
Oh, yeah.
Because they got nothing left. All they got is Epstein, and it doesn't play.
Yeah.
Well, Steve, what they're doing now with all these polls like Ramnison, they're surveying the Democrats, and the Democrats are having low approval numbers of the Democrats in charge. They're not radical enough, so they're digging in some sectors, and some are just kind of going quiet. But they're not going to give up in Michigan. So what's happening on January 1st is a new 24% wholesale tax on weed from the grower to the distributors. Now that weed is legalized in Michigan for medical and everything, it's basically recreational. So the weed smokers, the pot smokers, are going to probably start revolting. We should watch them in the streets of Ann Arbor with their signs, no kings signs. That King Whitmer can't just carte blanche just enact a 24% wholesale tax on the government grown weed industry.
On the government grown weed. I'm not going to become an advocate to lower weed prices, but.
Unfortunately, you picked an issue that I'm not with Trump on that. I don't
My
agree
point
with him.
is, right. Yeah, I agree. We're still looking at the fine print of that, what that reclassification means and everything actually. But so the weed growers, like for instance, Ankur Runta, former media guy, is saying it's going to kill the legal weed industry and this and that.
Isn't that a good thing? Isn't that a good thing?
Well, what we're going to hear, I think, Brian, with the
do you smoke pot? You stoner?
No, sir, never.
Then why are you advocating for the marijuana?
Because this ties in with like Newt Gingrich's contract with America, that Bill Clinton took the credit for the economy after Ronald Reagan and Newt Gingrich formed that contract with America.
Ronald Reagan what did Reagan have to do with the contract for America in '94?
Well,
when did
started
he die?
Tax cuts, and he started the tax cuts that produced a windfall of actual tax.
All right, can I move on, Steve? We got to move on, Michigan. Oh my goodness, I feel like I'm high listening to that. I mean, that's just it is open phones today, but you got to
just move on.
Yeah, it's
move on to the next.
Yeah, I wanted to listen to this. I want to talk about Life Imaging FLA. Listen to this. A couple people that went there. Listen to this. Life Imaging FLA saved my brother's life. He went there for a free heart scan. He heard on the radio, made the appointment, went, and they did the scan and told him he needed to go to the emergency room now. 3 days later, they did a quadruple bypass, with one almost completely closed off. Life Imaging FLA saved my 60-year-old brother. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. That's amazing. Listen to this. We went to the Jupiter location. Remember, they have locations in Broward, Dade, and Palm Beach County. We went to the Jupiter location to have the heart scan. Got the body scan also. Thank God I did. It showed a spot on my kidney. Took the results to my primary doctor. She sent me for a CT scan. That scan, then they sent me for an MRI, then to a urologist, then to a surgeon. It showed I have kidney cancer. Oh my gosh. I had no symptoms, not feeling bad or anything. Had to have my whole kidney removed. 2-week post-op. All is good now. They got everything. The cancer was contained to the kidney. If it wasn't for the body scan, I don't know when I would have found out. Might have been too late. That's amazing. Gee whiz. I told you, Life Imaging FLA, they're saving lives all the time. Call Life Imaging FLA for your free heart scan now with a few minimum requirements valued at $699. And also ask them about that full body scan for the cancer screening, okay? From your cell phone, call pound 250 and say free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. That's pound 250, just say free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Again, pound 250 on your cell phone. You'll be connected in seconds. That is amazing. Wow. I tell you, it's so nice, the things we get to do, Steve, is help people out. All right. Our number is toll-free, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. I'll tell you guys what our Christmas schedule is going to be. We're obviously live here on Christmas Eve. Tomorrow on the radio, I don't know if it's going to be a best of or Christmas music, because my recollection was it was Christmas music last year and the year before. I don't remember. But we will, or at least I will. I don't know if Steve will, but I will be live on Friday. You going to join me Friday, Steve?
I gotta see what my producer says.
All right, Steve's trying to. That's okay. You know, the reason I'm doing the show on Friday is because I was off Monday sick. You know, so so we're obviously live today, off tomorrow. Although I am going to do a live show online tomorrow morning. We're doing Christmas on Christmas Eve for the whole family, the grandparents and my daughter and everything. We're doing Christmas.
Oh, that'd be nice.
I like Christmas Eve Christmas better than Christmas Day Christmas. I don't know. It's more fun and relaxing to me. You know, I don't know. Then you wake up on Christmas morning. What do I got to do? I'll do a live show. But we'll be back live on the show Friday morning. And next week, we'll probably be. I'm not sure what we're going to do next week, so I don't want to make any announcements for next week yet. I got to decide. But that's our schedule for this week. And on Friday, we will be here live, okay, taking your calls. Although, when I was on the road this morning, it seems like the whole country shut down. You know, I couldn't believe how few cars there were on the road. It's amazing to me. People take days off. What's everyone dogging it for? It's not Christmas yet. All right, so anyway, we'll take our break and come back with William Youngerman with the Gold Report, which I have no idea what the metals are looking at today. We'll find out in just a minute. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig. Our number's toll-free, 888-465-2631. We'll be right back. All right, Steve, I'll put you on hold and while I get Youngerman.
Okay.
Hold on. Hey there. Hey there, it's Brian. Okay, we got about 45 seconds. I'm going to conference Steve in. Hold on. All right, Steve, you there?
I'm here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got William, and we got 30 seconds, and we'll be back. So stand by.
Okay.
You with us, William? Uh-oh. William, are you with us?
I'm here.
Okay, good. You scared me. Okay, good. Stand by.
Am I still there?
You're there. Everybody's here. 15 seconds.
You gang is all here.
Uh-huh. Oh, man. All right, and it's the last gold report before Christmas. On the line from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated is William Youngerman. William Youngerman, how the metals looking today?
Metal's looking good after yesterday's meteoric rise. While practically every one of the metals hit new record highs. Gold yesterday trading in a range of $4,430 all the way up to a little over $4,500 the ounce. Closing out the day at $4,483.70. That was up still $41.10 yesterday. Silver up $2.43 yesterday, closing out the day at $71.41 the ounce. Platinum, get this, up $167, closing out the day at $290. Palladium up $85, closing out the day at $1,842. Overnight, we saw gold trade in a range of $4,471 all the way up to $4,526. $4,526 on the high last night. Right now, we're at $4,485. That's up $1.30 on gold. Silver up 39 cents at $71.80. But overnight, we got up to $72.75 for an ounce of silver. Platinum down $14 right now after yesterday's $167 gain, not to be unexpected. And $2,276 on platinum right now, and palladium down $87 at $1,755. So
wow,
probably be a short trading day today. So call us before you come in and take advantage of whatever's going on today, because we got a nice holiday weekend coming up.
So let me ask you, William Youngerman, with the metals being so hot, what's the supply that you have available for people that are looking to buy?
Yeah, many of the suppliers are totally out of metal. We are still well stocked with everything: platinum, silver, gold, everything. So we have everything, all the brands in stock. One of the few people that have everything in stock for immediate delivery.
That's amazing. All right, spread the word, guys. All right. Listen, what time are you closing today, you think?
Probably around 2 o'clock.
And then you'll be reopened again on Monday?
We open on Monday, yes.
Okay.
Normal hours, Monday, 10 to 5.
Okay, all right. Give William Youngerman a call, 1-800-327-5010. That's 1-800-327-5010. Or stop in. He's located on the first floor of the Bank of America building in Boca, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of the street at 150 East Palmetto Park Road. And find both his address and phone number on his website, williamyoungerman.com. Do you want us to call you on Friday because we're going to be here, or just wait till Monday?
Give us a call Friday. We'll give the report.
That's what I thought. With these prices, this is great. All right, well, Merry Christmas, and we'll talk Friday.
Merry Christmas to all. Thank you all.
Oh, man. Oh, gosh, that's crazy, Steve. I can tell you got some platinum by the peanut gallery there. You're freaking out when you get the platinum prices. I like platinum. It's so pretty.
I've never seen it today like yesterday. It was unbelievable.
I love those platinum coins. They're beautiful. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Steve and Brian. It's JJ from Mass.
Hey.
Hey, JJ.
Hey, guys. A blessed Merry Christmas to everyone, and best wishes and happy holidays to everyone as well. Today's show, I don't know who's number one, the What About Bob caller or the criticizing the AI while using AI.
That was so good.
This was some funny stuff.
I can't make this stuff up. People think that we pay these calls. These are all real people. That's America. That's it.
Yeah, well, I'm listening to the AI guy. I'm listening to this guy talking to you, and he used AI, and I'm like, oh. As soon as he said that, I'm like, bam. I knew exactly where you're going with.
I was waiting for that. As soon as I heard it, I was waiting for the drop on that one. Yeah.
And Bob was just some real funny stuff. It's good to have some laughs, but you were talking during the course of the week, Brian, about a lot of people we lost, and you had mentioned Christopher Cross, and you had mentioned General Luke and Laura.
Christopher Cross did not die. We were talking about the music of Christopher Cross.
Yeah. You had mentioned music, and correct, and just the people that had died. But when you put the music and General Hospital together, it reminded me of some Billboard trivia. The only person to ever hit #1 on Billboard in both vocal and instrumental is Herb Alpert. And the only reason that happened was because of it's the music playing in the background during the rape scene on General Hospital, Luke and Laura. That song Rise is playing in the background, and that's why it hit #1. So because of that, I mean, Herb Alpert's the only one to hit #1, both vocal and instrumental.
Wow.
It's just kind of, those little things. I mean, I love music. Like, I know you love Star Trek. I do as well, but I also love the music, the theme songs. When I listen to like shows like Mannix going back in the day.
Mannix.
And Mannix and Barnaby Jones.
Barnaby Jones. My goodness.
Yeah, I listen to the music and I hear myself like I used to pick up the sheet music.
Oh my goodness. But I'll tell you this though. I'm always, one thing I've learned about music, most people like the music that they listen to in high school, a little bit beyond college age. But after watching Nicki Minaj at Turning Point, I think I'm going to get into Nicki Minaj music. I know who she is, but when Erica Kirk was talking to her, I put it on. I missed the beginning of it. I didn't even recognize her. I'm like, who is this woman, and why is she so important? And then when she said Nicki Minaj, I was like, I have not heard. I'm sure I've heard it and didn't know. But if you played a Nicki Minaj song to me, I wouldn't know it. But she's very smart. She's MAGA. And a black female A-list celebrity musician, I think I owe her a listen.
Yeah.
Well, there are all kinds of people. There are all kinds of people from the music business are coming over. I mean, you're seeing a break in the ranks of the Democrats that is going to be fatal if it holds up, and I don't think there's any question but that it's going to hold up.
By the way, did you guys hear Conservative Doug's call today?
Yes.
Oh my goodness! I was in shock. Did you hear what he did, Steve?
No.
He bought a car. He owns a car that was once owned by Mr. Frank Sinatra himself.
Oh, I heard that. I heard that.
And you're a collector. Who would tear the steering wheel out of that car? I couldn't believe. He must just be so rich he doesn't care. I mean, that was crazy to me.
I know this doesn't sound right, but I don't buy this story.
You don't believe Conservative Doug?
No.
Conservative Doug's loaded. People, people all the time tell me they run into him.
I can believe that. I can believe that, but I don't believe that he traded in the
took out the steering wheel.
Sinatra part of the story.
No. Oh, okay. Yeah. He might have been. So it's kind of like the that Seinfeld episode. What was the car in the Seinfeld episode? The John Voight car in Seinfeld, kind of like that. Maybe. It was John Voight. It was the John Voight car, but it wasn't the John Voight. Well, whatever.
Yeah, I love antique cars. I mean, I love antique cars, and I love that type of collector stuff. But I don't collect them.
No, I think Doug was telling me the truth.
The oldest car I've ever driven was a 1903 Pierce Arrow. The thing was worth like a couple $1 million.
Oh my goodness!
I drove it about 100 feet, and then I was like, I was just worried. And to that guy, if I would have damaged it, it would have been nothing to him. But I was like, no, I'm getting. And this was when I was young. And I'd much rather drive a bulldozer.
The phones are open, but not that open.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Did you? All right. Hey, listen. I got to run. I got to do a spot anyway. But I appreciate the call.
Thank you.
Yeah. I want to tell everyone right before Christmas just one more time about Coastal Weight Loss Secret. Listen, guys. I see these people on television, these celebrities. Go online and look at a recent interview with Kelly Osbourne. She's got that Ozempic look, Steve. You know what I mean? They just look sickly. Look at Michelle Obama. Yeah. She never looked good, but she looks really bad now. With Coastal Weight Loss Secret, you're not taking any injections. You're not taking any pills. Steve, with those injections, you have to take those for the rest of your life, or the weight comes back on too. So not only do you look sickly, you look terrible. And I've seen some guys, it makes men smaller. I don't know what those things do. Coastal Weight Loss Secret, you don't take any of that stuff. That's why I look great. I look like myself, just a lot younger and a lot thinner. Coastal Weight Loss Secret can help you no matter where you're located. Give them a call and schedule your no-charge consultation. 561-247-6300. 561-247-6300. And online, coastalweightloss.secret.com. Okay, I'll make sure I got all the spots done I got everything done. Okay, got everything in. I've lost track of time a couple times today. But I'll tell you, this cold, I still am a little sick, but not that much. I feel like when I have a bad cold, I feel like my body is detoxed. And like when I'm over it, I feel better. I don't know. Maybe a good cold's good for the body. But yesterday...
Oh, yeah, it gets your mind off it.
Yeah, I get it, or you just appreciate that you feel better. But yesterday, I don't know how I got through the show yesterday. I probably shouldn't have done the show, but I did. So I apologize if I said anything out of line, guys, because I really don't even remember much of anything from yesterday's show. I'm sure Mike dumped me if I said anything. I'm sure I didn't say anything that inappropriate. But I feel so much better now. We got Chris. This is my daughter's first Christmas at home, in 3 years or 4 years, because she moved back from California.
Nice.
I know. It is nice. It is nice. Let me see. Okay. Oh, hold on, Steve. I got to put you on hold, and the phones have just exploded. All right. Are you back with me, Steve? No, that's not Steve. Uh-oh. Are you back with me?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I've been conferencing some callers. Let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Lynn from Boynton.
Hey, Boynton.
Hey, Merry Christmas and all that. I just wanted to say real quick that my two girlfriends, when I was in my late 20s and all my 30s, my two Jewish girlfriends I had both celebrated Christmas before we even had our trees up. And they had them up and decorated the house. They had the food, the presents, and everything. And they still celebrated Hanukkah. And the parents never, ever thought it was a bad thing. They just thought it was great. And I have to say, I love those two girls so much. And they didn't live together. They had separate residences, and they just went all out. So the feelings, they just said, it just made them so happy to have people come to their houses and everything. So it doesn't matter if you're a Christian, you're Jewish, or whatever. The holiday season is to be happy.
Well, Steve, isn't Hanukkah a minor holiday that's overblown so the Jewish kids don't feel left out at Christmas?
Oh no, I think Hanukkah to some people is just that's it.
It's a minor holiday. Hanukkah's a minor holiday, isn't it, Steve?
Yeah.
Well, as a liberal Jew being raised in New York, all my friends among liberal Jews, everybody celebrated Christmas.
That's crazy. I'm shocked.
Yeah, it's true, and that's in Rhode Island, Brian, little old Rhode Island, But have a great day and everything, and celebrate with your families and love them to death. That's all I can say.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, let's take another one. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning. It's Jim from New York. How you doing?
Hey, Jim.
Hey, Joe. I have no material today. No, not much. I have no material today. I'm just calling to say Merry Christmas, Blessed Christmas. You guys are the best. Been listening since the FTL days. Been listening to Steve since the WIOD days.
Oh, my goodness.
Like I said, just calling to wish you Merry Christmas. Love the show.
All right. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Have a nice holiday.
Yep. Now, as we are going to the end, though, I do want to say, and I'll say this again next week at the end of the year, but the Steve Kane Show was the longest-running radio show in the state of Florida, on the air since 1977. And the show has been on the air for so long for a great many reasons. But the main reason is you guys in the listening audience supporting us and our radio station sponsors. And all of you guys in the audience give us a great Christmas gift every day of the year, and that's your support of the program by listening to it and supporting our sponsors. And I know I can speak for you, Steve. We appreciate you guys very, very much, and believe me, and it's really amazing, to have a great audience like we have out there. And
for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, we're so lucky. I mean, I love it. That's one of the reasons I love the cruises. I get to spend a week with some of our nice listeners. It's just nice, you know, and you guys support us every year and have all of these years. Plus all the garbage we've had to put up with off the air over the decades, Steve. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that's half the fun.
Oh, it's not fun while it's happening. But it's fun, like that story about the guy that got offended. You know, that was like a friend, but it was also like a client. Remember? That's what, you know. I mean, it was you know. There's all kinds of drama that goes on off the air, guys, all the time. But you guys make it special. But I must say, with some exceptions, the calls today were spectacular. And it'll either be a best of or Christmas music on the radio tomorrow. But we will be back live Friday morning taking your calls. And next week, we'll probably be here most of the week, if not the whole week next week. We'll let you know then. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig. Steve Kane is, of course, been with us today. God bless America. Merry Christmas, everyone. And I know Christmas is going to be good in South Florida because Trump's celebrating it here. See you Friday, 6 a.m.
Yeah, we got a lot to celebrate,
All right, that's it. Okay. All right, Steve, I'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
All right, take care. All right, guys, hey, listen, thanks for watching. Merry Christmas, everybody. I will be live tomorrow morning, okay? I will be live tomorrow morning, so make sure you're subscribed. Click that notification bell, and I'll be taking calls, and, of course, we'll be live with our normal schedule on Friday. All right, guys? Take care. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.